unstoppable, now we coming to get it. The shook one's gone, we too Brooklyn strong. Can't stop, won't stop from the Brooklyn block. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N.
There you go. There you go.
B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N.
The ball, I'm fitting the score next. My J is all net, me and Jay we just all next. Getting back on defense, hit him with strong flex. I'm official like a ref, trying not to get attacked. And we go hard on Brooklyn, that's a promise. Watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Mitch, watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Switch, they can't guard me, especially side the Barclays. Spin twin crosses, I can score with both hands. Midi flawless, and I get to play like an artist. I'm a boss smith, so you should respect my handle. I see the big picture with the nets like a mantle. In the future, I see us as champs too. And when we do, I'ma do a Brooklyn dance move. Disturb that or Millie rock like a fan do. And that's a bet like my parlay on FanDuel.
B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N.
When you establish a culture, that's what you do every day. That creates one thing that it's your identity.
Yeah. It's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. You already know what it is. You already know Big Fan Breezy going to the draft this year, 2025. I'm going to be there. Shout to all the Nets fans. We in the best fans. We got Eskimo in the chat. We got the best fans. He heavy on TikTok. Y'all see me what I do on YouTube. I just be having the best fans. I be rolling with the best fans. Shout to the whole Nets Twitter, the whole Nets X. Shout to Nets Kingdom. Shout to all of the Nets fan content creators, whether I agree or disagree with you. Shout to all of the Nets fans that's going to be at the Barclays at the night of the draft. Shout to everybody that I'm going to meet. Shout to all the Nets fans I don't know. Shout to all the Nets fans I do know. Shout to all of y'all. Shout to, you know what I'm saying, Nets fans, because we the best fans. Like I said, it's a lot of things going on X. We're going to peruse through it. We're going to see what's happening. We're going to see what's up. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Cam Thomas, you know, he basically saying that he want to stay in Brooklyn, but he understand that's a business. We're going to look into that content, you know. So, but yeah, man, it's a lot of things going on. So definitely trying to see what's up. I'm excited, man. This is an exciting time, but be careful. You know, be careful. Be very careful. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, right now we trying to make the right decision. We don't want to do anything hasty. You feel what I'm saying? Facts. Shout out to Dreams Money Could Buy. He says, salute, Breezy. I need your take on Jim Jones saying he nicer than Nas. I nearly threw my phone out the window. Yeah, I think that's him trying to get the attention right now. The way the world works for us, attention, the people giving you attention, then it's like almost getting money. Like if 10 people pay attention, it's like the law of averages. You know, 10 people pay attention to 5 people disagree that you better than Nas, or all of them disagree or whatever, or some of them disagree, and then they gotta hear your music. Then they can set up a situation where they listening to both of them. You know what I'm saying? The attention is good when it's stuff like that. When artists say stuff like that, it's more, for me, it's a competitive side that I love, opposed to agreeing with it. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, and if it can stay clean, nobody get hurt, nobody dies, nobody get hurt, nobody move, nobody get hurt type shit. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm more with it. So I like that he opened that conversation, but I don't think he better than Nas. You know what I'm saying? Nas made I gave you power when he was rapping about a gun. Ain't nothing that Jim Jones got better than that. Like, let me just start there. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of Nas when he had Street Dreams all made of these. Who are gonna disagree? I'm about to do a motherfucking karaoke, man. Stop playing with me, Dreams. Now, that's my shit. Word. That's my. I love that. I love early Nas with him and Lauren Hill. Like, if I ruled the world, imagine that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this big fan Breezy is the Brooklyn Nets vlog fan to get to it. You know what? You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going further delay, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get to the content. That I'm throwing the link in the chat, man. I'm throwing the link in the chat, man. Shout to my guy, Everything Brooklyn Nets
Situation I
John,
can't
for
really control.
sending me the
Really, just gotta
content.
leave that up to my agency.
All right, so this is Cam Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Talking about free agency.
Yeah, man. So I definitely,
Oh, my bad.
yeah, man. It's just situation I can't really control. Really, just gotta leave that up to my agency, my agents, and the front office. But I definitely, I definitely want to be back in Brooklyn. It's definitely home for me. Being drafted there, you definitely build a bond with a lot of people there. So I definitely love being there, but at the same time, you still got to do what's best for you in the business aspect. So we'll just take that by ear. But I definitely want to be back in Brooklyn for sure. It's definitely my home for sure. Yeah,
Basically, what he's saying is you got to do what's best in a business aspect. You trying to get the most money. It's a business. He understand that the NBA is a business. The Brooklyn Nets are going to make business decisions. But when it come down to paying that man, y'all see me. I did the vlog, a whole stream called "Paying That Man." It was 2 hours and 5 minutes. I get busy. Shout out to everybody that joined the panel that day. When it come down to it, it's obvious they should pay him. The success in the finals is showing that you gotta invest in players that you draft. Say what you want. The Pacers got Turner. Miles Turner, he ain't the best player on the team right now, but they kept him. They drafted him. Goes to show to for argument to further my argument is you gotta invest in these drafted players. The OKC Thunder will not be in the finals without Shaq. They drafted. Without Jalen Williams, they drafted. You feel what I'm saying? Same thing for the Brooklyn Nets. It's the same formula. We not y'all think we're gonna get to the finals and get to far in the Eastern Conference without Cam Thomas? No, you gotta replace Cam Thomas scoring if you were to trade him. And why would you do that? You're gonna get a OG, a veteran that want to speed up the timeline for a second year head coach? No. You put Cam Thomas in a situation where he is the one that's doing the heavy lifting in this season because it's good for his career, just for him to put up the numbers. You feel what I'm saying? He could take a contract, play that contract, whether it be 2-3 years, but he stays with Brooklyn. That's the main objective. It's not necessarily for him to get a big contract because of his numbers in his first 4 years with the Brooklyn Nets, but more him doing kind of what Claxton did, where they get a bigger bag from their rookie opposed in contrast to their rookie scale contract, but it's for only 2 years or so. They do that and then put Cam Thomas in a situation where that third season he could, look at another contract, which would put him in his mid-20s. Will give him another situation where he probably could get another contract in his 30s. So, when you talk about contracts and players, sometimes, if you, I guess a good career as far as contracts is concerned, getting 4-year, 5-year contracts because the team is invested in you. You get the rookie skill contract, which is 4 years. And then, after that, it can be different things, right? So with Cam Thomas, I want it to be a 3-year contract, let's say, right? Give him, I don't know, 80 million, 3 years. I'm spitballing, you know what I'm saying? But something of that effect. You know what I mean? Where he's, like he said, it's a business. He's going to try to take the most money. And far as what I hear around is, we got the best situation for Cam Thomas, and he's saying he want to play it because he was drafted here. So you know what I'm saying? And you got fans like me that put him in songs that met his moms and spit bars in front of his moms. Cam Thomas got big love in Brooklyn. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, he appreciated. I know I go at it with a lot of fans, but he's appreciated. I win these debates with these other fans talking that stuff about Cam Thomas. I was on Iceman panel the other day. Some dudes talk about Cam. He talking all of this spicy shit. I wasn't jacking none of that. You know what I'm saying? I was there kicking up dust too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't play that. Pay that man. I got a whole 2-hour stream, 2-hour plus stream. Talking about pay that man. Pay that man. He's a rookie. He scored 40 points, 3 games in a row. Who you going to get on the trade that's going to do that? Who you going to get that can put up the Kevin Durant type points if Kevin Durant not playing that game? Everybody, I seen the Bleacher Report. The dude, it was I think he was in the park, the Brooklyn Bridge Park, and you know what I'm saying, he was like, Cam Thomas is gonna be the best scorer in 5 years, and he was acting like that ain't possible. That's possible, doc. That's possible. Like, share, comment, subscribe. That's possible, doc. I don't like how he was on it like that. You know what I'm saying? Word. But yeah, like I said, I probably could find that content too. Second to Kobe, man. It's easy. Y'all talking that shit. Y'all talking that shit. Let's go to Kobe numbers, man. You want to go to Kobe numbers? What Kobe scoring in his 5th year? Let's see what Kobe did in his 5th year. Let's see what Kobe did in his 5th year and see if Cam Thomas could do that. Can Kobe Bryant score the same amount of points Kobe did in his 5th season? Yup. Can Cam Thomas score? Can Kobe Bryant in his 5th season, he scored 28 points a game. Can Cam Thomas score 28 points a game this season? Yup. I'm talking my shit, man. Facts. Cam Thomas could score 28 points a game next season. Yeah. I know what it is, man. Y'all see what's going on, man. Shout to BTB, shout to BC, shout to Iceman, shout to Dreams Money, Kabah. Shout to all the Nets fans. We the best fans, man. Cam Thomas could average 28 points in his 5th season the same way Kobe Bryant did. Y'all on that. What y'all talking about, man? What is y'all talking about, man? Yo, what up, John?
Hey, Breeze, what is going on?
Appreciate you, man, for sending me the content. Know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's going on with you, man?
Man, great night tonight, man. Didn't expect Ron Harper to interject himself between me and LBL having one of our usual debates, but that was quite a fun surprise. At the same time, also reached 400 followers on X. Shout out to my followers, man. I appreciate you guys. Always good content, feedback from them, and always great discussion. So it's definitely a fun, exciting night. I'm glad to talk a bit about this Thomas stuff at the same time as well.
Yeah, well, you seen he said he know, you know what I'm saying, he want to play here first and foremost, which I think it is to say. It's important to say first and foremost. He wants to play here. You know what I'm saying? He can see he got, you know what I mean, big love, even with the injury. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a fan that shy away from putting a lot of emphasis on it because I seen what he could do when he could play. And there's been a lot in front of him outside of the injuries. And he had the, you know what I'm saying, toughness, the mental toughness to go through all that in the New York media. Bro, like, you got to prove that you could get through the New York media in this town. That's how tough it is here. And he showed that he's tough enough to play here. You know, so I support him.
Yeah.
I want him to get signed. I know he probably won't get a super duper max contract and whatnot, but I want it to be something they could both agree upon because they value Cam Thomas. You know what I mean? Don't give him no. You know what I mean? I want it to be. You know what I'm saying? But both sides say, "All right, we agree." You know.
Right. I think for right now this summer, it's in both parties' best interest to mutually agree to a new deal. I think for Thomas, like I don't think it's about the numbers right now. I think for him, like you said, a 3-year contract around 70, 80 mil, option on the third year to see how he does these next 2 years. These next 2 years where we draft and to see how much he could grow his game will be very important towards figuring out his future and our future as well at the same time. So I think both sides are going to meet this summer, come to a good agreement. I think for Sean Marks, he's really got to put himself out there to really say, hey, how much do you really value Cam Thomas? Because like you said, he's had to go through the media. He's became one of those young, polarizing players at such a young age, but he's handled it the best he can. And I think he's really started to really endear himself a lot more to the Brooklyn base. We call him Chef Killer Cam because this kid just loves to score the hell out of the ball. And now he's starting to become a young man, and now he's
But Pete,
entering his first real deal of his career. So it's gonna be very interesting
right,
to see how the ball winds.
right. But Pete, you get a lot of players that could have asked out that could score with his
Mhm.
scoring prowess. He could like Harden left. That's his favorite player. He ain't leave. Um, KD left. He learned from KD. Say a lot of people say he was a lot part of the reason why he was here in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say if he got big love for you know what I'm saying, going through all of that, where you would have shook a lot of players up and say, you know what, this is too much. I'm gonna go somewhere else. And he stayed with the. I think he should be rewarded for that. You know what I'm saying? Because it shows a sense of commitment that he's showing to the franchise and to the fans.
Wait,
So
who
I
that,
don't.
John?
Yeah, that's John. Yeah.
Hey Jay.
Yo, what's happening with Ron Harper and LBL? Who told somebody to
Yeah.
shut up, man? I
No,
need to know
all right.
what's
I gotta
going
explain the
on.
story. Let me explain the story. So me and LBL, we've been debating about the Ace Bailey stuff, like you
I'm
know.
gonna go while y'all doing that. I'm gonna go to the content. Show me where the
Yeah,
content at. Go ahead.
yeah. So
Y'all
pretty much,
already talked about this?
no, we were.
We ain't get to that. I was trying to get to Brooklyn LM on the Cam Thomas thing. Then we was gonna get to that, but we could talk about it now. Shout out to Brooklyn
Because
LM. What up,
I'm
Brooklyn LM?
confused. All I saw was Ron Harper in the chat with LBL, and I seen "shut up." I'm like, "Shut
It,
up! What's going on? What's
It was a
happening?"
it was a wild, amazing half hour, that's for sure. Listen, we were debating about Cooper, Harper, and Ace, and I think LBL said something along the lines of, "Listen, I think Dylan Harper is kind of like an SGA, Cade Cunningham, where they score first type guards." And LBL said, "I want more of a pass first guard." And then Ron Harper came up with the "shut up," and I'm like, "Oh damn, what is going on here?" And we were starting to just kind of see how that was unwinding. They were saying a few things to each other. But then things kind of died down, and then I kind of asked him a few questions, and I said, "Hey, listen, you know what? It would be amazing if Ace or Harper was somehow, our first ever lottery pick." And I said, "You know what? If we get one of those guys, there's no telling if one day you could have both those guys on this team." And he said to me, specifically to me, he said, "Anything is possible." And that's all I need to hear, man. To feel excited about this
Yeah,
draft because
talk
really
about
anything
it.
is possible for the Brooklyn Nets right now. If we want to, we can go to the Spurs. So you know what? We have all these picks. We have Cam Johnson. Give us freaking Dylan Harper. Let's give him the damn minutes he deserves to play on a
Talk
team
about
right now to grow his game. Hell, Philly, you don't want Ace Bailey? Listen, as much as
it.
I don't like what his agent is doing, Ace Bailey has the scoring floor to be a big deal in the NBA.
John,
We have a shot to
John,
get him. Come on. Yeah.
John. Just you and Brooklyn LM real quick, can because Brooklyn LM. I wanted that because I know he watched the Spurs. How many minutes do you think Dylan Harper would get if he went to the Spurs?
I think it would be hard for him to crack a starting rotation. You probably would see him play around maybe 18 to 20 minutes because here's another thing. You have Stephon Castle.
See, that's what I'm
That's a
saying.
problem.
That's what I'm asking Brooklyn LM. Brooklyn LM, you did?
Yeah.
What you think? Because Castle, that makes sense.
My
Because he was a rookie of the year, bro. Like,
my
come on.
thing is like I think what they're doing is they're going to take a page out of Indiana's playbook. And what I mean by that is they start Halliburton, Nemhard, and Nesmith. Nesmith is what 6'4" at the three. So technically they start three guards. So what I think they're going to try to do is do that approach where they start De'Aaron, they start
Dylan at the two and Castle at the three. Because I think realistically, Dylan is not necessarily he's versatile at the two and the one, where you can put him at the one and the two, but I don't think he necessarily can have that versatility of being a three, as of where Castle, because he's more bigger and stronger, can possibly play that versatile three lineup where you could kind of push him to the three, put Sohan at the four, and then you could put Wimby at the five. So if I'm assuming, it might be that, or they might bring Castle off the bench as the sixth man and start Dylan. But I mean, a
But
lot of Spurs
even
fans are saying that
that
Harper
don't
is
make no
better than
sense, bro.
Castle.
Yeah, that don't
Like,
make no sense.
so I
A
mean,
number two pick, bro. Come on, man. They
yeah,
just it's like no, but think about what that kind of stain that would leave on the league. Like that give the Spurs that much like that much fucking clout that you could have a fourth pick rookie of the year and it's coming off the bench situation. It's like too much. You know what I'm saying?
it
Like
makes sense to
it's
start all three of them. Like, I know it's just is not gonna work out in terms of like Dylan Harper having all the attention on him, because you're gonna have Wimby and Castle and the other guys. But I mean, if you're gonna have him, he shouldn't be coming off the bench. But then
Right.
again, it should have been another team at two, not San Antonio. Like,
Right.
realistically speaking, so I mean, it is what it is. They're going to keep rewarding these teams. I just think the point of the lottery is for these players to go to teams that don't have stars.
Right.
And, when you got this is the problem you're going to run into with Silver or whoever it is making these teams be in the top three of lotteries. This is what you're going to get. These guys are trying to win Rookie of the Year. In my eyes, they not trying to respectfully be a Reed Shepard or whoever. Like, they're trying to have prominent minutes on a valuable team. So,
yeah.
listen, if what Ace is doing, it's kind of look at with a side eye, but then necessarily I don't blame him for wanting to come to a team where he's going to be a starter over it. He don't want to be in a situation where he got to come off the bench and work for his minutes and not be the center of attention. Like, I don't think he really is for that. Like, let me go to a team. It's New York.
Yeah,
I could build my brand. I could. He's a Nike athlete.
yeah.
So if he get a signature shoe, it's gonna pop in New York. His jerseys is gonna pop if he in Brooklyn. Niggas is gonna get an Ace Bailey jersey off the rip. So it makes sense for him to force his way here. So I ain't mad at it.
I
Yeah.
tell
You know
you
what I'm
this.
saying?
Yo,
I know
hold
if
on. Can I say one thing? And not to bring up the
Yeah,
bum
Jay.
ass Knicks, but speaking of bum, you was talking about sneakers. I heard Bumson say he would rather have a lifetime supply of Kobe's than never have his own sneaker.
Lots.
Wow.
oh my gosh, this dude is
I,
so
I I
annoying.
heard him say it out of his own mouth, and I was like, "What?"
No, no, no.
Can-
I believe you, Jay. But the fact that he said that, lies. That's me. That's me. That's the humble con man. Oh, I come in peace, but I steal everything. That's the humble con man guy. That's I
Yeah.
don't know. Why
Okay,
any
Every
maybe that's what it
basketball
is.
hold
Because
player
I
on,
was
dreamed
like,
of having
listen.
his own
Hold on.
sneakers.
You know
Like,
what?
come
Hold
on.
on, hold on. You know how I know? Because Spencer Dinwiddie. Just the mindset of it. It's like you could create your own sneaker, even if Nike don't pick you up or Adidas or one of
"Well,
these
he's
big
on
sneaker
Nike.
lines. So what he talking about?
He's on Nike, but he don't have his own signature line. He wear Kobe's. Know what I mean? And he said he'd
Okay.
rather keep a lifetime supply of Kobe's than have his own shoe.
What was the
I
line?
think that's cat. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
that's
That's what
crazy.
he said. It was on the TikTok. I was
That
like they was doing like a little interview of him or whatever, and he said that, and I'm like, what?
Well, I mean, some players is different. Maybe he do feel that way, but realistically, I know every player dreams of having their own signature shoe and wearing it.
Bro,
Like, I
maybe he has a terrible business manager because he's already turned down mad bread while letting OG be the most highest play pay on the team. And then he's talking about he'll rather wear Kobe's forever than get his own signature deal where other people could wear his shoe. Like maybe he just got a terrible business manager or something.
Well, he gave us all those picks, so he kind of was his own bad business manager at that point, since he likes to control things on that team. So you know
And
what? Let
wouldn't
him
it
deal
be
with those
funny if
consequences.
like wouldn't it be funny if Ace turned into the player that we know he probably can turn into, and his sneakers, or if he did have a signature shoe, be the
Yeah.
highest sales sneakers in the league or some shit, and he's with Nike, and that would be like, yo, we got somebody in New York that's not Brunson that's selling signature shoes. His jerseys is hot. Like that
Yeah.
would be funny as hell on the
Yeah, no,
Nets.
that's
Like
real. Listen, you got to realize they got to invest in us sooner or later. It's if not, they keep them in Jersey. Respectfully to all of your fans from
I
here.
seen a dude with a Cam Thomas jersey on the train. I saluted him. I was talking to him. He said he a hooper and shit, but he was
we
going to
doing
hoop.
work too. Like Nets fans, I think one of the Nets fans, shout out to I think it was Joe who was at Fanatics
Joe
Fest who
Son,
met Ace.
mhm,
Yeah, he met Ace Bailey. You know what I'm saying? And he said
he did.
he showed him the lock screen of it was Photoshop by Ace Bailey in the Nets jersey. He asked him like, "Yo, how would you feel about that?" And he said Ace chuckled and was like, "Yo, if it happened, I'll be hyped. Like,
Yeah,
that would
He
be
said,
dope."
"Yes,
So
sir." He said, "Yes, sir."
You
That's what
should
he
have
said.
asked him if he
yeah,
trying to
so
force his way to the
yeah.
Nets, because a lot of
nah,
people were
you can't.
saying that.
No, bro, you know
Listen,
it's no.
You can't
No,
ask
we
him
can't
that.
do that.
Hey,
Right,
you can ask him, and
if if
nobody's
bro.
gonna
But
take
no,
our
bro.
opinion
Let up.
serious.
He no. Yes, they will. And on top of that, bro, that's the part where we gotta keep that on the low. If that's what it is, and that work out for us, we gotta keep that on the low. We can't, man. Gotta keep that on the
Man,
I
look,
think Wednesday is gonna be a whole bunch of trades and mad drama.
there could be a
I
trade
think
tomorrow night, LM. Well,
yo,
tonight. There could be a
that's
yo.
trade
why we
tonight.
gonna be in the building just to make sure. We trying to see what's up. We gonna be
Tell
on
him,
deck, live
tell him,
and
bro.
direct. You already know how we do it. Know what I mean?
Facts
We
in the
in
building.
there like swimwear. Know what I
Yo.
mean?
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, you gotta realize this is uh once in a lifetime
This is
thing.
big business, man.
This is
yeah.
epic.
most important
This
draft in
is
Brooklyn Nets history, man.
exactly. We gonna be there for it. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm live streaming, and I'm going on. I'm jumping on Iceman chat. I'm jumping on whoever going live. I'm jumping on a chat. I'm showing big love. We out here. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. Shout to the block. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I was able to maneuver a few, get the tickets at a friendly next fan price. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. Shout to everybody on the block. Shout to Dawn. Shout to, you know what I mean, everybody that's gonna be at the draft. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be dope. We're gonna bring it back, get to John content. So, you know what I mean? We could sort this thing out, see how all of this actually played out. Look like they was watching Shannon, watching and ISO. Hold on.
I didn't stand next to him, but from what I seen, the man jump ball. He played the point. He did everything. He could rebound outside of his area, like. And not only that, like he has a pro game already. The way he plays. If you go look at when he played at Rutgers, like look at the shots that he took. Like that man is a hell of a shot maker. You know what I mean? So in the pros, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for guys who can make tough shots. He's gonna be a great pro, man, regardless of where he go. But if Philly pass up on him at the 3 spot, they gonna probably regret that. Yeah, he got Joe.
Okay. So what happens after that? LBO, John and Brian Wainhurst are the only folks convinced Ace won't be a star. Okay, that's clean. I get at a heart. You know what I mean? I'm a Morgan Freeman type narrated. Hold on. So then John, he goes again. I'm going to wait until we see that Ace can be during the first 2 years of his career. Again, I hope Ace squashes my reservations and he crushes it, but he's going to be tested in many ways to amp up his whole skill set if he wants to be on that elite level. Damn, that's a lot. All right, hold on. So then LBL said, "Why are you waiting 2 years for Ace, but not for Flag or Harper? They didn't appear that much better than Bailey as a player." Okay. So John, he goes, "Where you at, LBL?" Then he says, LBL, did you watch Cooper and Harper ball out?" And then LBL go, Mark. Oh, he talking to Mark. Um, Okay, I'm trying to see where it leads up to. Help me out. What's going on, John?
Yeah, pretty much. He starts talking about Harper saying he's like a Cade Cunningham SGA guy, where they're ball dominant heavy, and he wants more of a passer guard, and that's the comment that led Ron Harper to interject himself, where he said, "Shut up," out of
Okay,
Simply,
okay,
nowhere.
hold on.
simply
But
I
put,
so
my thing with him saying
right.
shut up is that like
Yeah,
LBL was comparing him to Cade and SGA. If Harper even turns out to be a version of that, like
Mhm.
that's not a two players that's bad to be compared to. Like he acted like he was comparing him to like Michael Carter Williams or some shit like that. Like I mean, at this point in time, if you get SJ and K comparisons, you would
I,
think,
Yeah,
yo, my son is gonna turn out to
listen,
be
there was
something
a
in the
part of
listen.
the
NBA.
No,
comment
but no.
where he said
Hold
that
on,
he
hold
would
on.
Ron
stand in the
Harper not
corner.
trying to hear that, man. He trying to say I got Hall of Fame genes, man.
Hmm.
You talking
Something
about
like
some damn Cade
that.
Cunningham? My son could be whatever he wanna be. It ain't like
Right,
he's a
right.
No.
scoring
Jay,
guard.
Jay,
He a
hold
scoring
on.
guard, a passing guard. He's an
Yeah,
all-star guard. He's
yeah.
a Hall of
Nah,
Fame guard. So
yeah, yo,
don't
Jay.
disrespect.
Nah, Jay. It's not that. I seen him in an interview, and he was saying that his favorite player is Cade Cunningham. He kind of models his game after Cade Cunningham. It's not that. It's more the I think the decision on what team he goes to is contingent on whether he's a score first or pass first guard. Because teams will decide whether they, you know what I'm saying, want that player on that because he's a point guard. You feel what I'm saying? Whether you for instance, this is why the finals is so interesting. The Halliburton is a facilitator of more of a scoring guard, more than a scoring guard, right? And SGA is more of a scoring guard than a facilitator. So we seeing that actual in real time. That's what's happening with the finals right now, and it's going to Game 7. So I think it's interesting that and, Dylan Harper interjected in this conversation. I mean, Ron Harper, because they watching us. Like you said,
Right.
Jay just said, "Oh, they not watching us." Yes, they are. Yes, they are. If they know about John, they probably know about me. If they know about me, they probably know about Brooklyn Nets. If they know about me, they don't probably know about Jay. You feel what I'm saying? It's just what it is. All right, so hold on. Let me continue to read this. So everything Brooklyn Nets, John. He said, "Did I say that?" LBL says, "No, not at all. But you implied it, and that was without ever having seen him at first. You are a guy who's so easily influenced by what you read is reported. What you read is reported. I call that the BKN Wild Hoops disease. Shout out to BKN Wild Hoops. Um, okay. So then John fires back. He said, "I actually watch basketball hoops. Watch his highlights." Oh, okay. What you got? What you got me in the mix of? What you got me in the mix of? Oh, somebody got an echo.
Uh,
LBL said, "John, you gotta admit you were sold on Flag just from the reports even before the college season began, and Flag did not impress in the McDonald's game. Neither did Ace. Y'all tough, man. Um, hold on. Did I miss it? Did I press something? Yeah,
I
no,
think you
I ain't
gotta
even.
go. I think you gotta go back.
I did wait because I'm looking for his pops. I don't see his pop. Show replies right here. Show replies.
I think you gotta click back and then
Oh,
scroll
okay.
down.
All right. There you go. Okay, there you go. There you go. All right. Thank you. All right, we got. So he says, he said everything Brooklyn Nets John says, "Man, I know LBL believes in Ace, and I think Ace could be a potential star, but he has a lot of work to do so he could become much better than his current level. And I hope he enjoys the grind of getting there if Brooklyn drafts him." Then LBL says, "What the hell does that mean?" He said he has a lot of work to do. So Coop and Dylan don't. And what do you mean? Hope he enjoys the grind of getting there. Why would he not? All the backhanded slights are tiresome and not based on anything. LDL says, I'm being fair in my expectations. I'm not going to say he has nothing to improve on, and if he is somehow out lottery pick, my expectations will be high since he could be Brooklyn's first ever lottery pick. John LBL says, John, the reason you're not being fair is because you're not saying all three have a lot to work on. John says Cooper has to improve on his 3-point scoring mid-range shots, while Harper can work on his 3-point shot and balancing out being a point guard and scoring more. See, LOL. John talking basketball to him. LBL said right now Harper plays more like Cade Cunningham and SGA. They look to score first if they see an advantage. I prefer PG passes more because sometimes Cunningham and Shea and Dylan get caught up scoring and others end up standing around. I'm telling you this. So first and foremost, he watching before he comment, he watching you. You gotta know that. Don't think he just stumbled upon this. You know what I'm saying?
He's searching his son name and searching his name and reading the comments just like KD do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
That's what he's
KD not
doing.
the only one.
Nah, he definitely not.
Brooklyn LM in the mix laughing and shit.
Yeah, I saw that. I was weak. I was reading the notifications.
Kenny Anderson be watching too, low key though.
Nah, because I was reading. John and LBO was having a good discussion, but then I saw Ron Harper pop up in my notifications. I was like, "What the heck?"
I seen the same shit.
Shut up.
Like, I text Breeze. I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck? You see this shit?" Because I'm like, "Yo, Ron Harper just popped up in my notifications."
Yeah, and I was like, "What the heck?" Sure. I'm thinking, nigga tagged me and such. I was like, Ron Harper know me? What the fuck?
Right.
But I saw he was responding to them, and I was like, oh nah, like he really is looking for like conversation about his son.
Right.
Like certain different conversations about his son.
I told y'all before when he said
I'm about
the shit
to jump
about
in this conversation, man. I'm about to take this advantage and jump in this conversation.
The fact that he said that the Brooklyn Nets got assets to acquire his son. He's like, yeah, y'all got a bunch of picks from the Knicks. He said that a minute ago. And I was like, yo, you got to pay attention. I think he want his son in Brooklyn.
All right, so
if the Knicks picks is the cause of that, I don't mind it, bro. I don't mind it.
Hold on, we gotta have the obvious conversation. Should we get him or should we get Fizz? Who would we rather? Fizz or Dylan Harper?
Low key.
Fizz, no, why?
That's
a good question.
This was a great conversation.
That's a terrible question because the only reason to keep it real with y'all, and I like Fizz too. I haven't watched as much film on him as Harper, obviously, but bro, we've been talking about Dylan all year. Fizz was just because we couldn't get Dylan. This is our second option.
This is now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, to be fair though, if I'm Sean and I'm talking to, if there's an opportunity that the Spurs are willing to let go of the second pick, and if there is a deal, because two people got to agree to do a deal. But if San Antonio's like, all right, we budge if y'all give us this, and they give us the second pick, and you have an opportunity to get Dylan, yeah, I'm all Fizz. I'm definitely.
If we get Harper from this conversation, man, this is gonna be framed. I'm gonna frame this conversation.
How much
craziest shit ever.
If they want the Knicks picks and Cam Johnson, in eight, I'm doing it. I'm sorry.
Oh, the Knicks pick in 8.
The Knicks pick Cam Johnson at 8. I'm doing it.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I'll move up to 2 for that. We would still have 19. We would still have 26, and we would still have 27. So we still got more picks.
Which Knicks pick you talking about?
Oh, both of them.
27.
27, 26, or either one.
Yeah, I think they're going to still be good in 27, so I don't think it will matter.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So
I'll give them that.
So again, I would give up the Knicks picks because Jordi Fernandez seemed like he could have a lot of success in the point guard. I think a lot of his coaching has to do with the point guard.
So
So
we'll have
do
2 and
whatever's
19.
necessary. You know what I'm saying? Give Jordy Fernandez his floor general. If that's what we talking about and that's what we could accomplish, I'm all with it. Do it. Like straight up,
Facts.
do it. You know what I'm
What
saying?
when Ron Harper said to me tonight, anything is possible, it just became really real for the Brooklyn Nets. Like, if you want to get a Dylan Harper, and Ace Bailey, a Jeremiah Fears, you have all the power to do it. We have the most assets in the Eastern Conference. We pretty much, and you heard about today that pretty much everybody's looking at the Brooklyn market right now. Agents, prospects, players, future stars. Like, we are in such a great position right now that Sean Marks has to do anything but sit on his ass on draft night. If he does anything but that, we're gonna be in a great position after draft night. Like, we have to be aggressive and assertive, but make those moves and start building that core out. So Ace Bailey, man, as much as I disagree with what his agent's doing, I would not pass up the chance to get an Ace Bailey, man, because we need somebody like that could be a potential top 3 breakout prospect star. So I'm excited at the thought of getting him, the thought of doing something crazy, getting a Harper or getting a Jeremiah Fears. As long as we get one of those 3 guys, this draft night is a success for the Brooklyn Nets right now. I hope they get to work as soon as damn possible.
Yeah. I'm gonna take advantage and I'm gonna definitely, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell I'm gonna put the link in the
It seems
chat.
like y'all back on the same train, man.
I'm gonna put my link in the Ron Harper right here where he says shut up. I'm gonna just put I'm gonna take his opportunity to put the link in the chat. I'm gonna tell him we're gonna keep talking basketball.
You're not going to
We
shut up.
definitely hold on. I'm gonna tell him we definitely not gonna shut up. That's a fact. And
That laugh,
I'm gonna even invite him to talk. You know what I'm saying?
that laugh
The
was
whole
devious that you did
right.
just now.
The whole opposite of shut up. Because the whole thing is you gotta realize y'all didn't say anything disrespectful.
No,
Look
no.
at Scott, if you look at the content with John and LBL, right? They
I'm
didn't say
looking
nothing
now.
disrespectful. They giving their opinions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But I just think that next what he showed us is that we right about something. If we was just wrong about a whole lot of whatever, he wouldn't even be paying attention to us. He wouldn't even
Right.
say nothing. But the fact we gotta be right about something. So what it's up for us to decide. We gotta sort out what John and LBL right about. They right
Nah,
about,
sometimes you got to tell niggas to shut up.
but no, it's not. But what I'm saying is for him to respond in the first place, being who he is. You feel what I'm saying?
Who's Ron
Who's
Harper?
like, look, hold on. John and LBL don't even have. Hold on.
Dylan Harper's son.
Listen,
Oh, okay.
John and LBL's, they kick a wild dust on X, but they don't even like this. Not even a podcast where
Wait,
you
did you just
supposed to
say
be.
who is Ron Harper?
Yeah.
What?
What
That's
you
his
mean
name.
Nah,
who
you
is
ain't
Ron
saying that.
Harper?
You don't know who that
For the
is?
Bulls.
No. Oh, okay. All right.
Michael
All right.
Jordan, bro.
Oh, okay. So why is he even talking to LBL about shut up?
It
He
was it
talking
was
about
because
because they talking about his son,
you
Dylan
know what
Harper.
it was
Oh,
when
okay. All
he
right.
mentioned Harper standing around not doing anything. I think that's what set him off because Harper was doing anything but standing around Rutgers. I think that part
Okay.
of the comment was
All
more
right.
what pissed Ron off
Okay.
because
All right.
Dylan is not just going to stand around on the court unless he's on a team like the Spurs where he doesn't necessarily have those minutes to do what he wants to do.
Okay.
That's kind of what led to that. But they squashed it quickly. It was a little back and forth. I think Ron Harper said, "Oh, you're coming out of your mom's basement or something," and then
Oh,
LBL's like,
wow.
"Stop that shit." LBL's like, "Stop that shit."
Wow.
But they
Now
squashed it. They squashed
the
it. They
other
squashed
guy, I
it.
forgot who that was, said that he was gonna go back to his mom's basement.
No,
He
that was
was
my
funny.
boy Clowny. That's Clowny me. He's hilarious,
Wow.
man. You can tell that guy
So
guy's
they
so
take
bad.
that. So they take to Twitter real hard, huh?
Hey, listen, man. I know how to get reactions, Scott. You know it, man.
Okay.
I know how to get reactions. I got Ron Harper to appear, man. I love it. I'll
Wow.
take that W, man.
Okay.
Hold on. Nah, time out. Yeah, time out. Y'all know how I do. And like I said, I'm not only a big fan of players, I'm a big fan of you. And I gotta say, man, you know what I'm saying? I gotta put my guy everything Brooklyn Nets John on the big screen. You know what I'm saying? Now he ain't got no logo, but so what? I wanna say that everything Brooklyn Nets John, all of the ridicule, all of the critique, all of the different content creators has so much to say about John. All of the, you know what I mean, different
Yep.
fans that criticize John for being emotional. All of the different times that
Yep.
John, you know, again, whether he be right or wrong, he stay consistent, pushing the
Yep.
net fan
That is true.
content. If you could rely on anything, you could rely on the train gonna come. You could rely on John pushing next fan content. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
now I'm
That's right.
saying that to say y'all gotta respect what he do. He a whole NBA legend. Watching him,
Yeah.
he don't even got no podcast. And John, I'm
Yo,
telling you
the
from fan to
highlight is
fan,
on.
you might want to think about that. You know, you having all of these different energies going on, different podcasts, helping Nate podcast, helping my podcast, helping this and that podcast. You doing a lot of work, and it's not big. I don't want to overlook it. Not big fan Bracy.
That's right.
I see the work you put in there. And I'm saying, and you part of the reason why I say Nets fans is the best fans. So shout out to everything Brooklyn Nets, John.
Nah,
Yeah.
shout out to you, Breeze. Like that means a lot, man, because I always put my best effort, man. I always stay consistent, but I'm always ready to debate anybody, man. I don't run from that smoke. Smoke comes to me, man, and I will, man, I will and spit that out if I have to, man, because I don't let nobody kick up dust with me, man. And you can always find me on X, man. I'm always bringing good content. But at the end of the day, if you're Ron Harper, if you're a regular fan, don't matter. Come talk. Like I'm willing to start the conversation, continue, and I appreciate LBO, man. As much as we disagree, man, we can have our own little non-podcast just talking about this stuff. And if anybody wants to stay in tune with it, like Ron Harper, that means I'm doing something right. And my biggest thing is if you ain't reacting to the content, you're doing something wrong. And I always make sure people want to react to my content, good or bad, like it or not. You know what? As long as you react to it, that means I'm doing something right, man. I appreciate that because I'm everything BKN John. I'm always going to bring the good content no matter what.
Facts.
There you go, John.
Don't say
Appreciate
he ain't
that.
got good content when
Oh,
Ron
I
Harper
know he do.
responding to his content, yo.
I know he
That's
do.
real shit, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Nah,
and
John.
man.
yeah, yeah. I think I think people said it because people think I say it because it rhymes, but it's true, man. That's fans is the best fans, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
man. Word. But we all spoke. Oh, Scott, what you think about? We ain't hear Scott speak on that part. We could get to that part where we talk about Cam Thomas and what he has said with the about the free agency. Hold on, I'm about to play right now. Y'all can see it. Y'all can hear it.
Not yet.
All right, my fault, my fault. Gotcha. We after this, we're gonna get to the other part of the show, but I want to hear Scott on this real quick.
There, but at the same time, you still got to do what's best for you in the business aspect. So we'll just take that by ear. But I definitely want to be back in Brooklyn for sure.
All right, I'm gonna play again. Cool.
It's definitely my home for sure. Yeah, man. It's just situation I can't really control. Really, just gotta leave that up to my agency, my agents, and the front office. But I definitely I definitely want to be back in Brooklyn. It's definitely, home for me being drafted there. You definitely build, a bond with a lot of people there. So I definitely love being there, but at the same time, you still got to do what's best for you in the business aspect. So we'll just take that by ear. But I definitely want to be back in Brooklyn for sure. It's definitely my home for sure.
What you feel about what he says,
Yeah,
Scott?
man. Just,
Welcome home, man.
In fact,
Come and get a plate. I got a plate waiting for you right now.
that's what's up.
I don't want him to go nowhere. Of course not. That's my dude. I love Cam Thomas. I ain't gonna lie. I love his game, and this is home. I know how he feel, but he also know the business, and that's good too. Whatever he do, wherever you go, just like Katie and Kyrie, I love them still. They always got love for them. They bring joy to me. You know what I'm saying? They artists. I always say basketball players are like artists, and the canvas is the court. And they came up there and they painted something for me, and I felt it right in my chest. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
he's all welcome home, man. Come on,
Yeah,
Sean. Sign him.
nah, yeah,
Sign
nah,
him, Sean.
absolutely, absolutely. I think it's enough room for whoever you draft.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Cam Thomas to be in the rotation with them, they could be in the starting lineup together. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a good look. And again, you want to show. I think the Brooklyn Nets look good keeping Cam Thomas because it shows
Yeah.
whoever we draft. Like, look, Cam Thomas been with us. We drafted him. It's time for us to pay him. We're paying him.
Right.
Imagine you about to get drafted. You don't know what's happening, but you know that you know what I'm saying this
Yeah.
team is, which specifically is the Nets, going into free agency with Cam Thomas, and they drafted Cam Thomas, and they showed you could see the commitment and loyalty Cam Thomas gave the Brooklyn Nets. He could have
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
Like he could have forced his way out the same way any other player did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
the Brooklyn Nets, quote unquote, like sending players other places. I think Cam Thomas looked at it like, yo, I could really be a number one or two here. And I think he feel like he got the best opportunity to be a number one and two or two
Right.
here.
Yeah.
And even with whoever we draft, that doesn't affect the one or two. He's going
Right.
to be the one of the two. As far as the scoring option. So yeah, we agree. Hold on. Dennis Milton said playing chess is not only about making a move, it's also anticipating opponents' possible moves. John, maybe you can understand why I was saying calm down. Marx is playing chess. Uh, yeah, I think Sean Marks is playing chess. We got a lot of capital. Like I don't think the Brooklyn Nets want to wait till 2031 to be competitive.
No,
Draft
they.
picks for
I don't think
sale.
he. I don't think
All
they
of those.
need to.
Yeah, I think those draft picks. I think we can move up in the draft by taking our future draft picks and giving it to the team.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
The Nets
no,
have so many ways to navigate this. And listen, I know what Dennis is trying to say, but at the end of the day, Sean Marks has
guys,
to now
man.
prove it. His actions have to match his words. And if he pulls this off, getting one of these top guys we keep talking about, that is how you prove why he should still be in charge of the Brooklyn Nets. So I hope he does. I hope he proves the doubters wrong, especially me. But at the same time, if we can move up to get the 14th pick from the Spurs, I'll be happy. As long as the Nets are being active on draft night and trying to build up the starting core, you know this organization knows what they're doing at this point. So I hope they can do that. But we'll see, man. There's 4 days to go, and a lot can happen, like LM was saying a little bit ago. Hell, after the
Yeah,
finals tomorrow night, there could be some shit going down. So it'll be very interesting to see how this all unfolds. But this is going to be a
I.
crazy.
I. I hope he can. But San Antonio. It takes two. It takes two to tango,
Mhm.
and we need San Antonio to want to make a move. He might be able to do it. He might offer a lot. If he offer a real lot, then is it really worth that 14 spot? That's the question you have to ask. But I know if he offered them two number ones to move up to 14 plus a player, then that might move it. That
I
might
even think
move
that
us
has to be
down.
2 ones. If you give him the 19th pick and Johnson, we get Barnes a liar pick. That's
Yeah,
literally as equal value as you can do right there.
yeah,
You're essentially
19 pick
swapping
and
wings and
and one
picks.
player and maybe the 27 because
Yeah,
they're not going to move on just one pick and one player.
and,
They're
and,
going
and
they're going to act crazy. I mean, it's tough, man. It's really tough. It's not easy.
right,
But
and
you
we can
gotta
negotiate.
really, really, really love that 14th spot. Whoever
Right.
is there, you really banking on that 14th spot now.
That's a good spot, though. There's some good wings in that middle part of the draft that I want the Nets to be a part of. You're looking at maybe a
Yeah.
Rasheed Fleming or a Senge if he falls a bit, or Carter Bryant. Like, you want to get a wing if you get that 14th pick. Or a big, Thomas Sorber. He's a guy that was just reported by Billy Reinhart that the Nets are interested
I
in.
don't know if
There's
he's
definitely some
big
options
enough
there.
for a 14th spot. I don't
He could
know.
be a 4 or 5. Listen, I think he has a young Bam Adebayo profile where he has a mid-range game. He can rebound well, and he could be a combo big. Like, we need combo bigs, not even just a center. If you can get a big that can play multiple positions, that's an advantage for the Brooklyn Nets going to the
yeah.
following year.
Yeah.
Yo, Pete, this is this shout to Scott. And before I get to this article, this is in 2022. It says the NBA draft ranking the 10 craziest draft day trades of all time. I wanted to go to Scott and ask him, do you like Ace in Brooklyn? How you feel about it?
I like him. Yeah, I think it'll be a good fit. I mean, if that's the only one there out of them, you ain't getting Dylan Harper if they decide they don't want to give up that 2 spot. You're not going to get. I mean, Trey Johnson's probably be gone. So, I mean, that would have been my other pick, but he's not going to be there. VJ Edgecombe, I don't. You know, if you give me a choice between VJ Edgecombe and Ace, I'm taking Ace.
Okay.
Let's just put it that way.
Nah, facts. To make it easy for Breezy, all the content creators, y'all could throw y'all links in the chat for the fans to follow y'all content, because y'all can obviously see that it's all the way lit. Shout out to everything Brooklyn Nets John. Shout out to This Is JTV. Me and him going to the draft. I post a link up with LBL too, you know what I'm saying? Again, like shout out to Dawn, shout out to everybody out there.
Oh, so you got the tickets?
Yeah, got the tickets ready.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, we going.
That's what's up.
Word. So we're gonna get to this article real quick. NBA draft ranking the 10 craziest draft day trades of all time. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so this number 9. Wait, number 10. Okay.
Is Leaf gonna be out of town? Is Leaf gonna be out of town?
He's moving. He's moving.
Yeah, I gotta see. I know you was talking about Texas. I was watching Leaf on Player's Choice.
Oh, okay.
I got some. He has some choice words for New York, man. I gotta, I was gonna get to that content, but I'll do that when we get it. You know what I'm saying? Number 10, the Phoenix Suns trade Rajon Rondo to the Boston Celtics for cash. What? The Phoenix Suns had the 21st pick in 2006 NBA draft and picked Rajon Rondo. Then they instantly traded the rookie to the Celtics for cash in a first round pick. They end up eventually trading that 2007 pick for Portland for cash. Damn, they was broke or something?
They must have been broke. Niggas went to the pawn shop. They went to the pawn shop.
They was selling draft picks. Those niggas was having a hard time.
They went to the pawn shop, man. Damn.
You know, people some cash off this year.
Yeah, that shit is hilarious, bro. So basically, Suns used the Rondo trade to get some cash. Damn.
I'm surprised that's a top 10, man. That's
they must have been cash strapped, man.
Right, but as y'all know, respectfully to Rajon Rondo, and I heard he got some other shit going on, but I'm just keeping it. Rajon Rondo, he was a great player, so the Celtics won that trade basically. Yeah. Number 9, Chicago Bulls trade LaMarcus Aldridge to the Portland Trail Blazers. Two of the big men in 2006 NBA draft was Texas forward LaMarcus Aldridge and LSU forward Tyrese Thomas. Wow. Yeah, because that's a big difference, bro. Like, damn. The Chicago Bulls drafted Aldridge with the 2nd overall pick, and the Portland Trail Blazers drafted Thomas with the 4th overall pick. But the two teams apparently found each other's pick to be better because Portland sent Thomas and Victor Kai Rapa to the Bulls for Aldridge and a 2nd round pick. Portland won that trade.
You ain't lying.
The San Antonio Spurs trade George Hill for Kawhi Leonard. After the 2010-11 season, the Spurs had been knocked out first year for 3 straight years. And we're looking for a change in the infusion of youth.
I'll finish reading that. I just want to interject something.
George Hill.
If Sean decide to do something, right? Yeah, and make a move, and that shit don't pan out, he's out, right?
He's out if he doesn't make any good moves.
No, I'm just saying if it doesn't work, and it seemed like it should, but if it doesn't,
what I'm saying is they cannot miss. If you give
Right.
Jordy Fernandez just draft a point guard, that's a win.
that's the main thing.
That's a win. That's
That's a
why I think
win. That's
Fizz.
a
That's why
win.
I think. That's why I
Right.
think Fizz and Dylan Harper.
So if he gets a draft, if he gets a point guard that we can roll and grow with, he did his job. At least.
If he gets a center, that's
the
another part
minimum.
of it.
That's
A
the
big
minimum, right?
a big and a point guard is the minimum for me. For me, as a
Yeah.
point guard and center, you need to
Oh.
get those two things.
Yeah.
Well, a center,
Yo, but that's,
I mean, you're asking a lot now. See, that's a lot. You're asking a lot.
What I'm saying is, I add to the argument because Jordy Fernandez seen Sabonis play, seen the offense run through Sabonis, Zach Edey, and not Zach Edey, Sabonis and Jokic. But he did add Zach Edey. The one thing he could do being a national head coach was add one player, and that was Zach Edey. So he knows the importance of a big man. So I wouldn't say that they're ignoring that. They trying to see where the players, you know what I mean? Like now is the time. Now is pressure. Yeah, y'all talking about what's going to happen with the draft right now. Sean Marks and his team right now, they didn't drop the documentaries. They're supposed to drop 6 of them things. They ain't dropped them shits. You know why?
Because they pressure.
Right now.
They sweating. They sweating right now.
Right. That shit going to come out after the fact. Like they too busy trying to figure out what's going on right now.
Right.
They gave us the first 2 episodes. The next is going to probably be after and decided what they
afterwards. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think
exactly.
that's like a real timeline right there. Like
yeah. They busy. They sweating right now.
This could be a busy week.
Yeah. So you can see like this big trades on draft night. Sometimes it don't work out for other players. So just going from 2 to 4 is crazy because I don't know who Tyus Thomas is. But LaMarcus Aldridge, you know what I'm saying, he played for 15 years. You know
my thing was always like, people say you move up in the draft, and I get it though. The talent is at the beginning, right? I get it. But it's like a 50-50 chance, even at the beginning. It really is a 50-50 chance. Because about 50% of them in the top 10 do not make it.
All right, but we need to take.
They might be bench players. They might be stick around because, look, you went top 10. People going to put you on the bench because you've been around good talent. But you're not a starter. You'll be on the bench, and you'll be lucky if you a really good 6-man.
Well, that's just it, Scott. I think the big goal for this organization is to get at least 2 stars in this draft, because that's what the Nets need to figure out. Who is their starting core? You kind of see Cam Thomas is at your shooting guard, so can we get a point guard and a big maybe from this draft that can join that? If you can do that, the beginnings of a core, that's what the goals will be for this draft. How do we make the beginnings of a core? And I know his scouting department has been all over that. Now you have opportunities with H trying to maneuver his way. We still have Fears potentially on the board. You have Maiwak and Asenge as backups. And now with Cam Johnson specifically, that's why I say the Spurs are one of our best trade targets, because you can trade Johnson and some of your late picks to get that 14th pick. I don't know where the teams really we can dangle a Johnson somewhat late pick for, unless,
Stop
a
trying to dangle your Johnson around here, John.
Whoa. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, I'm quite sure Sean is going to make it, he's going to try to wheel and deal with the Spurs or whatever. But
Makes great sense.
If it doesn't work with the Spurs, the rest of the team's going to know, because they're going to sit back and say, oh, Sean, you calling us? So what happened? What happened with you and the Spurs? What happened to you and so-and-so?
Nah, but what I'm saying is I want Sean Marks to utilize his relationships with the Spurs. I mean,
right.
Part of the assistant coaching staff when they won the championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you don't know nobody there? Like, like what's going on? You didn't fuck up the bag. You got to call that guy. Call that guy. Say, yo, house stinks. House stinks, man. Haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah,
just want to know how things work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what's going on? You know what I mean? How's the family? How's things going on? You know what I'm saying?
What can we do?
Call the Spurs. Call those guys that you know there. Build on those relationships. Let them know that you missed them. You know what I mean? Maybe you should hang out, have a bet. You know what you say, Jay? He was handing out Modelo's. Go there. Call him. Say, listen, I got a case of Modelo's.
Because they honestly, everybody else in the East is not going to deal with us. Washington is not going to deal with us. Utah is busy trying to fleece everybody. You're not going to get nothing from them. And if you do get something from them, you're going to really pay.
The
You're
the
going to
Hornets the
really
Hornets
pay.
are
Wait, hold
wait
on, time
Scott.
out. Yo, Breeze, did you talk about Sam Presti rap album?
Oh, who? Sam
What?
Presti's?
No, man. I didn't know Sam Presti rap.
Nobody saw that but me.
Yeah,
Sam Presti got a rap album like he was a rap and blues singer. Like it was like jazz beats, but he got an album out. I don't know, bro. I thought I'm my bad. Nobody else seen this.
no.
That's
I didn't
crazy.
see it.
No, I didn't see
I
it.
didn't
So
see it
this
yet.
definitely news.
What's
Sam Presti
the
rap stuff.
what's the name of his single?
I don't know. Just look up Sam Presti rap album. Go on Twitter and type up Sam Presti rap album. It's gonna be there,
All right, hold on, man. That's pressing, man.
bro. Yo, the
hold on. We
shit
got that chat.
shit
We
threw me
got
for a
that
loop, bro.
chat. We got that much. We got that much. We want to hear that. Y'all requesting that. Y'all want to hear
Yeah,
that. Y'all
yeah.
want to
Go
hear
ahead,
Sam
put it
Presti
on.
spit boss.
Put it on.
All right, hold on.
Sam Presti got a rap album. It threw me for a loop, bro. I was like,
Niggas
what
don't
the
want to hear
hell?
clips. Niggas don't want to hear clips. Niggas want to hear Sam
Yeah.
Presti spit boss.
Yo,
Bruce
who
looked
knew though?
Nah, I ain't know that. I ain't know
Only
that.
you did. Nah, but while he's doing that, Scott, I think the Hornets are a team to look out for as well because apparently a lot of teams or prospects are not really cool with the idea of pairing up with LaMelo. I hear Mark Williams is on the trade block. Like the Hornets could be a potential team where if they want to trade down with the Nets to get maybe a Maluak or I'm hearing a Knipple, the Hornets and Nets could potentially pull something off as well. I think the Hornets are a team nobody's looking at right now because they're starting from scratch at the same time. So that could be an undercard team for
They
us.
are starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, and as I go down this list, look at the picks that are being traded, and look at the teams that are traded. Like the teams that are traded them, they don't care. This it's the picks. Like the Minnesota Timberwolves trade Ray Allen for Stephon Marbury. Excuse me, the '96 draft. Everybody know that was one of the best drafts ever, right? Um, Ray Allen was drafted in the famous 1996 NBA draft as the 5th overall pick by the Minnesota Timberwolves. In the same draft, Stephon Marbury was selected 4th by the Milwaukee Bucks. I did not know that. The two were immediately swapped with the Bucks, also acquiring a future first-round pick. Now, I think both teams won that draft. I mean, that trade, in my opinion. Both teams won that shit. You intentionally put Stephon Marbury with Kevin Garnett. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And I think Ray Allen was probably next to Big Dog. I'm not sure. Glenn Rice. Did he play with Glenn Rice? Oh, not Glenn Rice. Glenn Robinson. I think he did.
Listen, dog, you a flea.
Oh, shout out to number 6 on this list is Ray Allen to the Celtics. Okay, but nah, this wasn't on the draft though. So we'll check that. Because he played in Milwaukee. It wasn't
Right.
Milwaukee Bucks trade Dirk Nowitzki for Robert Trailer. What?
Wow.
The Milwaukee Bucks are known for making bad trade decisions in NBA history. And this is one big example of that. The Bucks drafted Dirk Nowitzki at the 9th overall pick in
And they
the
traded him. That's
in the
crazy.
1998 NBA draft. But before the German had a chance to try on his jersey, he and Pat Garrity were traded to Dallas Mavericks for one player.
Robert Taylor.
And Giannis wants to stay with this team. Yeah, okay.
Wow. That is one lopsided trade right there.
See, that's the problem with trades. I'm telling you, they dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
They dangerous, man. They dangerous.
You can obviously see
I'm not against it, but I'm not. Just know that some people, especially like us who are the fans and we into it. We got to remember. Sometimes we be saying things we wish for, and we wish we didn't wish for it.
Let's say the Golden State Warriors trade Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish to the Boston Celtics. Ryan Auerbach is an NBA legend, and this deal shows why. Auerbach traded the first and the 13th overall picks in the 1980 NBA draft to
Wow.
the Golden State Warriors for the 3rd overall pick in
And
Robert
Robert
Parrish.
Parrish. Damn.
The Celtics ended up drafting Kevin McHale as the 3rd overall
Oh,
selection.
wow. They
Just
got
like that,
2 Hall of
Auerbach built the
Famers.
nucleus for 3 championship teams.
They got 2 Hall of Famers.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
The Celtics ended up drafting Kevin McHale as the 3rd overall selection, and just like that, Auerbach built a nucleus for 3 championship teams.
Wild.
No.
That's
Robert
wild.
Parrish and Kevin McHale.
It said with the addition of Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish to the Celtics, the two, along with Larry Legend, form one of the most formidable and intimidating trios there ever has been. They won 3 titles together in 1981, 1984, and 1986.
Wow.
That's tough. That's tough. Especially when they got drafted in 1980 and they win in 1981. Oh, it's lit.
Yeah.
It's lit. Could you imagine winning the next year after Ace got drafted? Oh, not Ace. I'm just saying. Whoever we drafted. You know what I mean?
Well, I hope the Spurs trade off that 2nd pick and we'll give them the 8th and the 19th.
I'm telling you, I think Nets should approach them before drafting.
Give them the 8th and 19th.
So the question is the floor general that Jordy Fernandez would predicate his offense run through more important than Ace Bailey? That's the question.
That's a great question.
True. That's a great question.
We can figure that question out before tonight, right now.
Well, if they get Ace Bailey with the 8th pick, then shit, forget it. It's off the table.
Yeah. If we somehow got 8,
now I want that 2nd and that other one you got.
God, it's a great vision, but if you get Ace Bailey somehow, I think for the Brooklyn Nets, if you get Ace Bailey and your goal next year is to get another potential wing like a Devonsa or a Boozer, the Nets are right where they should be at that point. You have 2 potential all-star wings on this team. You just need that point guard. That's kind of where the Nets really could start visualizing what does a contending team look like with this team. So if Ace somehow forces his way to number 8, man, that's a crazy twisted events right there to get that guy. But at the end of the day, regardless of their strategy, you do not turn down somebody like that if you have the chance to draft them. But at the same time, if Ace goes to Washington or the Pelicans, we still have Jeremiah Fears. So the Nets have so many ways, like you talk about, Scott, to navigate this draft. And I think for the Brooklyn Nets is, with Dylan Harper specifically, approach them before draft night, see how they're feeling. If they really want to keep Harper, okay. But if we can entice them, the Brooklyn Nets should not be scared to entice them because you want to come away with this draft with a guy you know is going to be one of your cornerstone pieces. I think for the Brooklyn Nets, anything is possible. Like Ron Harper said to me tonight, anything is possible, and the Nets have so much assets to work with. So don't be afraid to take a chance on this draft because the Brooklyn Nets need one of those guys.
Yeah, well, this is the draft that they can do it. That's for sure.
All facts. We're going to get to the content. You know, it's pressing times, man. We got to get to them Sam Presti bars. Not only that,
Sam Presti.
Number 3, Seattle Supersonics trade Scottie Pippen. This trade is one of the most shocking ones, and they met them in the finals. Interesting. This trade is one of the most shocking ones considering what the Sonics got in return from this trade. The Seattle Supersonics drafted Scottie Pippen in the 1987 NBA draft,
the 5th pick,
overall pick, but the Sonics traded Pippen to the Chicago Bulls for old and Polynice and future draft picks. Chicago Bulls won that trade. Charlotte Hornets trade Kobe Bryant.
Seattle don't even got a team no more.
That
might be the worst trade in NBA history. Or
After that one, they were done with them.
The worst was the McHale one.
This is a good one too, though. This is a good one. Charlie trades Kobe Bryant to Los Angeles.
It's tough. 13 pick.
I ain't gonna lie. Didn't Charlotte lose their team after that for a little while?
Yep.
And
listen,
look how bad a trade could be. A trade could be so bad that you lose your whole franchise.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Listen. Kobe went 13. Think about it.
That's
Kobe
true,
Bryant went 13. 12 teams said nah. 12 teams said nah.
What?
No, but hold on. You know what's more interesting is that he was a high school kid, and the fact
Right.
that how they looked at high school kids back then. Now I'm saying that to say they only made it a rule when you talk about age. At 18, you graduate in high school, but they only want you to be eligible after a year, and they made that a rule
After
because
that, right?
they
Was it
right
after that?
because it's right. No, yeah, it was after Kobe. It was after Kobe, and I'm saying that because they did
It was
that
after
because it's
Braun, right?
after Braun too. Yeah, after Braun too. Think Braun might have been the last player.
I think so.
I think so too. I don't
Yeah.
know, but it's been after that. I get what you're saying.
Now I'm saying they only just made it 1 year, so you play 1 year as a pro somewhere, and then you know what I mean, eligibility. And I'm saying that to say that's here. You know, there's considered pro basketball in these European leagues before they 18. Now
Right.
it's maybe not the quote unquote NBA up there wherever they are, but it's still professional basketball. You know,
Right. They're
become
playing with
professional.
grown men. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. They're
So
playing with
like
grown men.
you know, even college, they're student athletes. It's professional, but they're still student athletes. These Euro League, that's their job. They
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
they
They
ain't
don't
going
have
to
to.
school like
They ain't going
that's
to
work.
school. Right. They going to
Yeah,
work. Right. Right. Right.
yeah. So
They going to
this is different. You know what I'm saying?
child labor. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit.
Damn.
So hold on. I ain't think it was that bad. Damn, Scott, you take it, you made it dark.
Well, I mean, it kind of is when you think about it.
No, man, these are kids playing basketball. What you mean, child labor? Damn,
Nah,
that's
they
crazy.
playing
Well,
basketball.
they getting paid.
These kids is playing basketball against grown men the same way you don't want the grown women to play basketball against grown men. These is children playing basketball with grown men,
But
getting
they,
exposed to all of the shit that you saying that the women should not be exposed to.
but the thing is that even amongst all them grown little 18-year olds they put in that European league, not all
Nigga,
of them come
Luca was
out.
like 14.
Yeah, he was young, man. That's child labor, man. That's child labor. You
All right,
working like
hold on,
that? I mean,
hold on.
That's why Luca drinks a lot, Scott. Shit.
he don't know no better. He got tossed into the mix right away. Right away.
All right, hold on. Yeah, shout to Scott and Jay and you know what I mean John defending these players in the Euro League. You know what I'm saying? Over here on the Big Fan Breezy page, we don't play that shit. You know what I'm
No, we
saying?
don't play that. We don't play that.
Let the kids be kids.
That's true. That is true.
The number one in this was the Boston Celtics trade for Bill Russell. This was without a doubt the greatest draft day trade in history of the NBA. The
The Bill
Boston
Russell one?
Celtics had the Boston Celtics had the number third number. He said the number third pick. I ain't say that. He said that the number third pick and number three pick in the 1956 NBA draft. But they had he that old
Yeah,
1956.
word. And I thought I was old. Damn, that shit is real long time ago.
He in the draft in 1956, so that means he was born. You know what I'm saying before that, the 40s, but the 30s. So, all right.
St.
So
Louis.
he said, but they had their eyes set on Bill Russell. St. Louis took Russell at the number 2 pick.
Right.
Red Auerbach showed once again why he is one of the all-time greats. He manufactured a deal that was sent Ed McConnelly, who, and Cliff Hagan. I thought he said that. I thought of Hulk Hogan when he said Cliff Hagan.
I'm thinking of McHale's Navy or some shit like that. The way the names are. The fucking who the fuck is Cliff?
He said for Russell, although McCauley ended up with a Hall of Fame career, he was no Bill Russell. That being said, again, this you gotta have balls made of brass. Red Auerbach, balls made of brass. And you doing all of these trades on the draft day, it goes to show you gotta take the risks. But Sean Marks do what it takes to be able to make sure that he gets the player that he wants that can lead a second year head coach in the right direction. Give him they said they gave Jordy Fernandez had G League talent. all season. Team players that got traded all season. You know what I'm saying?
I
And now
hate
you
to
about to
say
get
it.
a lottery pick. Y'all about to give Jordy Fernandez a top lottery pick.
I hate to say it. Carl Knapples is sounding really good.
Oh
lately.
my gosh, no.
I hate to say that. I hate
Let
to
the
say
Hornets
that.
get him. Let the Hornets get him. If they think he's that good, let them. Or Utah. One of those two teams get him, and
Don't
then
be
we can get a better
surprised
one.
that boy come out and play some ball, man.
Now
Don't
he
be
can
Wait,
score.
surprised.
Scott, let me be
Don't
aware
be.
what I'm saying. He can score if he's on a good team. His scoring will help you. But you're talking about building from scratch. You don't want a concrete up on your team. You want a guy that gives you something you need, like what a Manuel can give you at center, what a Jeremiah Fears or Harper can give you at point, what a Ace Bailey can give you at the wing position. You need those type of guys. A Knipple like that is not on this team is not going to give us the depth we need as far as a player like him goes. So I really hope any team takes him, but we do. And I just want to say this too about Tuesday night. Tuesday night's a night to watch out for with Sean Marks. He likes to do certain deals on the eve of the draft. So I think Tuesday's definitely a day to monitor if the
Right.
Nets pulling potentially a Cam Johnson trade or a draft pick swap trade or something like that. So that's definitely could be
Yeah.
a busy evening as well for the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh no, it's gonna be. Then nobody going to sleep. Ain't no GM in the whole league is going to sleep.
The Ace Bailey thing, man, that can go down to the wire for the Brooklyn Nets based on what he's trying to do. I heard he turned down a workout with Utah today. I don't know if that was confirmed,
And he
but I think he
turned
turned
down
down a
New York
workout with Utah today.
and Philly. He turned
Yeah.
down Philly too.
So it's likely Washington, Pelicans, or
Yep.
us. The thing is, if we do trade up with one of those teams, what do Washington and the Pelicans want? Here, the Pelicans might want Maluak or Trey Johnson, and what do the Washington Wizards want? I don't know what they want at this point. Another big.
Probably
who you
so.
said? What Washington? What?
Yeah, if we were to trade up with them to get Ace Bailey from them, what would they want from us? Like extra picks? Would they want?
Well, don't they got a forward in Bilal?
You mean like a small three? Yeah, but they might want another big to pair with Saw.
If we trade up, it's
That
probably
makes
gonna be with the Spurs or with
Yeah, they ain't gonna do it with a
76ers.
West Coast team. They're not gonna.
Spurs or
But keep it.
76ers.
They ain't
It's
gonna
not
do
really gonna be the
Washington. They ain't
Wizards.
gonna do no bid. Doesn't deal with Washington, and that pick you give up be the one that kick your ass down the road.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, y'all.
That's not
We
happening.
hold on. We gonna get to shout out to Brooklyn Net for joining the panel. Shout out to you, bro. I was wondering where Brooklyn LM went. I was like, damn, where Brooklyn LM go? Shout out to Scott. Shout out to This Is JTV. Shout to, you know what I'm saying, all of us. You know what I mean, that's fans is the best fans. I want to get to this because I can't end the show without getting to the Sam Presti bars. But I'm gonna get to the
Sam Preston.
I'm gonna get to the Pacers.
My bad. I thought that was a curveball, but I thought
Nah,
niggas would
it's
have
all
saw
good.
that in the past couple days.
Nah, that's what we here for, bro. I'll recap stuff, man. I'm about to recap the Sam Presti mixtape. You know what I mean? Damn, bro. This dude is really one of the best DMs ever, bro. In his spare time, after all of that great drafting, he got a mixtape. His wallet must say bad motherfucker, man. All right, so and are you not entertained, man? There have been 19 NBA finals. The 20th will be the game 7 tomorrow. Are you not entertained? Game 7 of NBA Finals is the pinnacle of high stakes basketball, win or go home battle for the championship. As the Sunday's highly anticipated 2025 Game 7 finale between the OKC Thunder and the Indiana Pacers, the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers, there have been 19 NBA Final Games 7 played in the league. In the league. This would be the 20th, bro. Like, and this is all of the other game 7s that I wanted to show y'all. I want to make sure the graphics on the screen.
And what's the odds of the home team winning?
That's a good question. I'll figure that out right now.
Okay, he's like a Lions den, Scott. Like if Pacers can pull this off, I will call it one of the greatest underdog stories of all time.
But they said that the team that won the game 6, 5 out of 7, won the 7th game.
You guys see how tired his leg is, man. He said his leg felt stiff. If he is not moving well,
that's what they're saying, you know. And the Pacers have been kind of like You think they luck is out?
But if
I don't know.
OKC win Game 7, I think for Indy, well, yeah, if OKC win Game 7, I think
Indy ain't got
Game
nothing to.
4, Game 4 is gonna haunt Indiana.
I
Right,
said
Because
right.
that,
they
LM. I said that,
definitely
man.
they had the lead, they had the
Yeah.
momentum, they could have won that
But the
game.
thing is, that good thing about it is the Pacers. A lot of people feel they shouldn't have been there.
Who said they should have been there?
Well,
They are
a
in this
lot of
spot,
people
just like
saying that.
OKC in this
A
spot.
lot of teams saying, "Yo, the Knicks should be there."
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
Knicks
a
were.
lot of
Don't
people
they
are
threw
saying the
under the
Knicks should have been
bus?
there.
Listen,
Yeah, okay.
Scott, it
I'm
was
just saying. I'm just
No,
saying.
no, Scott. I'm trying to answer what you're saying because it's a fact that the number one team, which the Pacers played, they usually win the NBA championship about 95% of the time.
Okay.
So I mean, a lot of teams are always going to, for the most, or a lot of fans are always, or history shows, better say, that the
Right.
number one seed gets to the finals on East and West. And percentage wise, that's what usually happens. This is an
Okay.
anomaly. This less than 10 times, about 5 times the fourth
It don't
seed
happen
made it
that
to the
often
finals.
that a six seed.
Out of the 5 times that the fourth seed made it to the finals, they won one time. That was the 1968 Celtics.
Right.
So this is maybe the 6th time that the fourth seed made it to the finals. So yes, they doing surprising stuff, bro. These are all facts. You know I do my research. I know I do.
Yeah. So really, when you look at the Pacers, they have really nothing to lose.
Right. They playing with house money.
They playing with house money. They shouldn't, Hey.
But if Indiana win, OKC is gonna take that game 1 and be like,
they're gonna be
damn, like,
demolished.
that game 1, that
They're
game
gonna be-
1 going
they're gonna be pretenders.
You know what? The interesting thing is they both have stuff riding on this. Look at the
Yes,
Pacers.
they do.
They are going
They
to go
do.
into the second apron, which they haven't done in 20 years. Finally, right now, I think it's around 20 years. So, like, they're going to be an expensive team the following year. And for them to repeat, listen, I think it's going to be tough to repeat, but that's why right now is their defining moment to prove everybody that ever doubted them wrong. For OKC, they have a full roster and they have draft selections coming up. They have to move pieces around. So both these teams, the pressure is immense because right after whoever wins or loses, that team has to make moves. So I think everything is riding for both these teams right now. And that's a great feeling for a fan because who really has the mental strength to get through one more game? That's what it's going to come down to.
OKC got a problem too because they might be in that second apron trouble because they got to pay SGA because SGA is almost coming up off his contract.
Which is
then they got to play. Then they got to pay Shet. Then they got to pay Jalen.
That's going to be
so
they
in danger of that second apron. So
they got to pay.
They're going to have to make a decision, right?
They
got to pay both of them if they want to keep both. So
you think OKC does a shock trade and gets Giannis because everybody says this is going to be one of the craziest summers ever. Do you think OKC, win or lose, they're going to go after Giannis this summer?
If they do, Shet might be in that trade.
Right. Yeah.
Hold on, no. It's not. Hold on. Time out. Hold on, John. I gotta say,
the way he performed in this series.
Hold on. It's never a win or lose. It's if you win, you keep your guys. If you lose, you missing one more piece, and then you go get Giannis. I want to answer Scott's question. We could go. Y'all cooking. I want to answer Scott's question.
The Denver Nuggets won, and they ain't keep Bruce Brown.
No, they couldn't pay him. They couldn't. Bruce Brown was asking for the super duper bag, and he got it. Case in point, Scott. 15 out of 19 times the home team has won Game 7 in the finals.
Right. I have to go with OKC. As much as I like the Pacers, grit and their determination and the fairy tale story and the glass slipper, and they got there and they found who they needed to find. Mm-hmm. I have to go with OKC as far as the odds concerned, but I could tell you one thing: OKC got more pressure on them than you think. That I'll leave it like that. I'll leave it like that.
Crack under the pressure,
right? And they are a young team, so they don't really have this.
Just like Ant said. Just like Ant said, we know we'll be back. It's all right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they can have that kind of attitude and be walking out of there with no trophy.
Right.
Yeah. No, because
the Pacers, like you said, they ain't got a second. Some of them players know they ain't gonna come back.
I like the job. I like the job not done mentality. I
Yeah,
like that. Even though I like confidence, I like the job not done mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, it shows that you do have to dedicate your life to the game for
right.
you to what I mean, be the best at it. You know what I mean? We got Dante Reeves. What up, bro? You on the panel? I see you, Brody. You want to say something to this?
Yo, what's up, bro? How you been,
Chill,
Breezy?
chilling, man. We just talking basketball. Uh, it's an echo. I think you can't. Am I bugging? Yeah, I can't. Oh, it's good now. It's good. All right, but yeah, Dante, what you think about Game 7 tomorrow? Who you got?
Um, I ain't gonna lie, bro, but uh, it's gonna be a tough one, man, because man, this series, man, this series has been a roller coaster ride with so many wild things happening. Everybody thought that this series was gonna be a 5 game series, but turned out, man, this series was gonna go the distance. So OKC. I got OKC taking care of business at home tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
because there's no way they gonna let another game slip away because that home crowd in Oklahoma they gonna stand behind them. They gonna give them the energy that they need to close the series out. So I don't see OKC folding again. I think they're gonna close the series out in Game 7 at home and be the new NBA championship. If that don't happen, then it is what it is. But if
Mm.
The Indiana Pacers lose tomorrow, they ain't got nothing to be ashamed of because nobody even had them making it this far. So Indiana got a lot of dudes on that roster that can go jog back and forth for 30 minutes straight. So if they lose tomorrow, they ain't got nothing. They don't have not much to be ashamed about because they definitely overachieved this year, like they did before when they took Boston to the limit. Even if they got swept last year, they just still gave Boston all they can handle. So OKC is taking care of minutes tomorrow.
All right, that's fair. Shout to Dante Reeves for that. We're gonna revisit this conversation. I'm gonna recap the game tomorrow, so we definitely gonna see what up. But these numbers are right in your face. I mean, 15 to out of 19 to 78% 0.9% success rate. It's
I
hard to
don't want to
say
hear
that the
none of
home team.
that, man.
It's hard to say the home team not gonna win this
Nah,
game.
I don't want to hear none of that.
You
Pull up
gotta
the
hear some
stat.
of that. We gotta hear some of that, bro.
Pull
You
up
got.
that stat about when Halliburton hit that shot versus the Knicks. How many teams have come back from a lead? That shit was like 137-1 or some shit like that. That shit
No, to
don't
like
matter, man.
three with the
All that
Pacers
matters
down
is
to
what happened
three.
in that game.
That
Right,
no,
right.
that's fair. That's fair.
And I
Shout
would
to
say this, and
Barry in the chat. He said Pacers is 7. Go ahead, John.
that's what I say is I think the first quarter tomorrow will be the defining quarter in this whole series because OKC, if you want to put this team away, you got to put away in the first quarter. If they're up by 10, 15 points, I think it's a done deal. But if it's like a 2 1 point thing, I think anything could be possible. And
Hell no.
I always want to root for the underdog, man. I think OKC, if they win, they earned it. They compete in one of the toughest Western conferences of all time. So if they win, they earn it. But if the Pacers can do this, one of the greatest underdog stories of all time. So I think either way, I'd be fine with whoever wins. But the Pacers, man, there's no guarantee they'll be back in this position. So I hope they go all out and Tyrese, man, on one leg to pull some Halley magic off, man. So I always go for the underdog in this one.
Yeah, without what I mean, trying to be the elephant in the room. I'm rooting for the Pacers because it'll put the pressure on the Brooklyn Nets because we'd be the last ABA team without an NBA championship. So I want that pressure, you know.
Mm.
I want that to, you know what I'm saying, because I want to try to build something now, and y'all already know I think we got a piece in Cam Thomas. So I definitely think that adding a Ace Bailey, adding a Dylan Harper, adding maybe a Carter Bryant, adding whoever we're gonna get. From what I've seen with Jordy Fernandez and the coaching staff, they could develop a star. They could develop a star, bro. So I'm confident that that happens. So I got the Pacers winning tomorrow, man. Just because of what Jay said, and it's not true. It's not like the Pacers to the get where they are haven't did some amazing shit. And for what it's worth, that game one from Halliburton, that shit was incredible, bro. That shit was incredible. So in the finals.
Yeah,
So
that was.
you know what I'm saying? That being said, uh the OKC show they ain't got that dog in them. And when it come down to you got one shot. That's now or never. They just look at it like we'll lose this game. They rather celebrate at home. You think
Yeah,
you can
because
show
Shea
like
already
that in
bought
the
them
finals?
rollies.
Yeah, but
You,
you
you
don't do that.
I
He
feel like
already
if they
bought the
was
rollies, man. Like usually you buy the rollies after you win the
bro,
championship.
yeah,
Shea
exactly,
bought the rollies after the MVP. You know what I
not
mean?
only
So
that though,
yeah.
like you got Shet shooting 11% from the
Yeah, that's
3-point line
terrible. He's
in
had
the
a
No,
finals.
terrible
Like,
I'll be
series.
honest. Both Shet and Hardenstein,
no, don't do
Pacers
that.
have
Don't
done.
do that. Cause all y'all do is sit up here and talk about how the midi is so important. So he don't gotta
It
shoot.
is.
No, wait.
He can shoot 11% from the free throw as long as he getting to
no,
the
I
foul
said the
line
3-point
and
line.
shooting all of these goddamn middies, right?
Yeah, but
I tell you this: the
No, but
Pacers have
Shet
done
is
it.
known for his 3-point game.
yeah,
Like
he's
he
been
was
He is.
shooting
known
I
to
thought he was
terrible.
more
stretch.
of a midi guy. My bad.
The
No,
Nah,
Pacers have done.
In
he's a
Gonzaga,
three.
he was a three. In Gonzaga, he used to shoot mad threes. Like that nigga's known for stretching the floor, and he can get to the midi for sure. But shooting 11%, like I feel like if they had more help from him, this series probably be over.
He's
The
Like
only
not.
Jay,
He's not playing to the level that
No,
yeah,
demands.
six points is
Listen,
nasty work in the
who
game.
y'all
I
talking
would
about?
Like
Who y'all talking about? Who had
Shaq.
6 points?
Shaq.
Shet
But you know
Shet.
what? No, you know what I think honestly, and shout to Leaf, and I'm not this not no disrespect to nobody. I feel like people underestimated Siakam, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
no, they
And,
that's
did.
and,
true.
and
And
Turner
true.
and Turner.
And Turner. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hold
But
They
on,
played.
I would
Turner's doing a good job guarding
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
thing.
But
yeah.
I
That's
would
all.
say
it's not just him though. It's
No,
Neesmith. It's
all of them.
Nimhart.
All of them are
They got
playing very
8
well.
different people guarding him a night, so he don't know how to react from person to person.
No, no,
right.
he's they playing. They playing. The Pacers are playing good ball, man.
And they've neutralized Hartenstein too. Let's look at this too. Hartenstein and Chet, who were supposed to be big parts of their plus or minus, both those bigs haven't really been great in this finals, which I give kudos to the Pacers, like Jay just said. They have like 8 to 9 different defenders. So if OKC's bigs aren't contributing tomorrow night, the Pacers have a chance. If you could shut down both those bigs again, Pacers have a chance. They
That's
have a
why.
chance.
That's why I say, when you look at this series, both these teams have weaknesses, but they both have positive things too. But one thing I can say, whoever lose, don't have to hold their head down. Even if
Now, if
OKC
OKC
lose,
lose, they
if
got to hold
okay,
their head down.
well, because of the expectations the fans do. But as far as balling is concerned, they had a great season. They had a great season.
Yeah, but I feel like
And
them losing right now is
It will hurt them. It would hurt. It would
similar to
hurt.
the Warriors losing when they had that record breaking season, but you lose the championship.
Yeah, but look what they did right behind it.
Well, then that means they would have to do it right behind it then.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, they can't break up the nucleus of the team. Then they want to
okay,
stay pat.
they OKC gotta win though because realistically, if you the way Shep performing, if they don't get the job done, not saying they can't make it back next year, but like I said, like
What you
this
think
new
they're going to trade
CB,
them?
yeah, one of them gotta go. If you paying Shet, I mean, if you gonna pay Shea and extend Shea, they ain't gonna leave no money around for Shet or J Dub.
I'm gonna be
One of
honest
them
with
niggas
you.
gonna have to go.
I'm
You
gonna
can
be
say the same
honest with
thing about Lou Dort too, LM, because you already
Yeah.
have Caruso, who
Yo,
kind of
Yeah,
does his
Lou
job
Dort,
better.
Hartenstein. If
hold
you
on,
thinking of paying Hartenstein, like
hold on, yeah.
eh,
Yo, I seen somebody try to join the panel, man. Listen, I don't mind y'all joining the panel, but I've been flashed That niggas done flash cock on my screen before, man. I can't have that shit, bro. Like I'm
Nah,
not
he
doing
can't.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
so I got a disclaimer. Let y'all know when y'all jump in the studio, I got to screen y'all. Dude wanted to go join the panel. I said turn your
Damn, that's
camera
a
on.
damn
Make sure.
shame.
I said turn your camera on. Make sure you good. He turned his camera on. He had fingernail polish, and it was a dark room. Now I'm not saying that a person of that character will flash you, but I'm gonna take the chances. I'm gonna take the odds on that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to say respectfully, I don't trust you, sir. I
Good for
think
you,
you
Bruce.
What if it was Jared McCabe?
Oh my yo, come on, chick.
yeah. When he shouldn't have put OG Escobar or whatever the hell he put.
Yeah, I
Or
was
he
like,
should have
what
just
the
put Jared
fuck?
McCain?
Yeah, he would have said if he would have said Jared McCain, and then he would have had his camera on because he would have been trying to sell the nail polish.
No,
So
yeah, but you're saying he was showing the nail polish in a dark room. Nah, he probably would have had light. He like
I
he
said,
like light.
I said, show you good. He showed me his nails. Like nigga, what the fuck is that? So.
He got
Anyways,
an NIL nail deal.
nah,
Yo,
he ain't said that.
that's
He should have said that. He could have got money together. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't say that shit.
Yeah, you have to screen the trolls.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
That would have if I could sell nail polish, that would open up
Yo,
the
how we get
female sex
Jared
talk to
McCain and Ron Harper in one night?
the page.
that's
Damn,
wild.
But all right, so we gonna go to Leaf real quick. He Leaf join the panel. We ain't hearing from him yet. Shout out to Barry in the chat. I see you at the Brooklyn Bridge Park, man. I see you. We got to talk. I'm going to the draft. I'm definitely trying to go to the park really soon. Shout out to Barry. Leaf, talk to us though, man. For one, I just gotta say this, man, because I watch you on Players Choice, bro. You ain't gotta call New York dirty because you moving out of New York, man. You could just move out of New York, man. You know what I'm saying? You could just
What's
move out of
going
New
on?
York. You ain't gotta leave and call it dirty and all of that, bro. You could just leave, man. And then it's not like you ain't welcome back, man, but you ain't gotta call it dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
'Cause I
he's
ain't never
gonna
heard
miss it.
you. I
He
ain't
gonna miss
never
it
hear you call
anyway.
it. I ain't never hear you call it dirty before you was leaving to Texas. Now all of a sudden, like, come on, bro. Like,
He gonna miss. He
but
gonna miss Brooklyn. Trust
but
me.
shout out to Lee 4788. Subscribe to
Time,
his
time out,
page.
time out, time out, time out. Nigga, don't you live in Jersey?
Oh,
I
Bro,
live
word.
in
I be in
Brooklyn.
New York. I was in New York today. I get money in New York. I sell sneakers in New York, man. What you talking about?
Okay,
I,
don't you live in Jersey, nigga? Like, nigga,
I be
tell a
in
nigga
New
gonna
York
talk
damn near
about a
every
city that
day,
he ain't living in how long?
bro. I be in there like every
Whoa.
day, bro. I
How
be
you
in
gonna
New
come
York
at
almost
me, my
every
nigga?
day, bro.
I ain't been nowhere else in 37 years, bro. Like, I could say whatever I want.
Why I gotta be dirty? Why you can't say clean New York? Great barbecues in New York.
New
First off,
York
you
is
ain't even,
dirty
bro.
though,
See,
man.
you
You
ain't even
can't be
hear you
lying
ain't
on
even
that.
hear the whole context of the whole situation. Bobby was getting me upset, bro. Like, and I'm a little bit sick of his flat foot
Bro,
ass.
you easily upset,
I'm upset
but
right now.
bro, well, I don't know why. I don't.
You
And yo,
you be
you know what else?
Try
You know
to
what else?
try to think as to why. Cause I was
Bro,
about to just say something
because
about
you
the
was wrong.
game,
Because you was
and
wrong
then
about
you
the Pacers.
Yeah,
no,
that probably make me mad too.
Oh man.
this don't got nothing to do with the
Yo,
Pacers, bro.
deja
All
Oh,
right,
vu.
nah,
that's why
you
you
well,
mad.
you asked them why when niggas took a
Yeah,
guess.
right.
No,
So he was wrong
I,
about the
I would
Pacers.
feel like you mad that the moon is out because
he's
it's nighttime.
he's gonna miss Brooklyn. He gonna miss Brooklyn.
Nah,
listen,
he gonna miss the panel.
He
Well,
gonna
this
miss
will
So,
be after that.
Brooklyn.
This will
nah,
be
He
he
after
ain't
gonna
gonna
this.
miss
miss
it.
it.
man.
He gonna
He
miss
gonna
What
miss
how.
was
it.
You
He
know
gonna
what he
miss
gonna
it when
miss?
that tornado come through there.
Nah,
When that
nah. You know
what
hurricane.
was the
What's
question,
that
bro?
siren?
he gonna,
Wait,
Oh
bro.
shit.
tornado? Scott, what are you talking about?
He
Y'all.
going to Texas. He going into the tornado belt.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, because we gotta get to the Sam Presti boss. He gonna miss the size of the mosquitoes in New York. The mosquitoes,
Oh shit.
the mosquitoes in Texas. Them shits got
Nigga,
from
Them
2 to 8.
cow.
From
nigga,
2 to 8.
Are
They
you
work
he
out,
niggas
gonna
man.
miss it.
finished?
He gonna
Y'all
miss it.
finished?
No, I'm not. You gonna miss the fact that it was rats out here, and out there it's gonna be rattlesnakes, nigga.
Yo, come on, Jay! Oh my gosh!
He gonna be like, "What's that siren? Why they blowing that siren in the middle of the night?"
Right.
Y'all
You
niggas
gonna
is
see
out here
bugs he
taking
ain't never
wild
seen.
guesses.
He think everything gonna be burgers and fries. He
Yeah,
gonna go out there. It's gonna be crocodiles and shit, nigga.
everybody strapped. Everybody, grandma too. Everybody strapped.
But again, to the point, 15 out of 19 times, Leaf, the home team won the NBA championship. But the Pacers, they got luck. They got Siakam praying, and I did see Siakam praying, Jay. Everybody
I
talk
don't
about
know
that
what
shit.
that nigga did. He
No,
did the
no, no.
fucking that nigga did an Undertaker ritual, nigga.
I saw his I saw his explanation for it and I didn't really buy it, but I
What
heard
he
what he
said.
said and he
What he said.
sounded sincere when he said it. He sounded like he believed it, but I don't know if I believe it. But
What's
he
that?
said that
That nigga looked like he was praying to Hades, king of the underworld or some shit. I don't
he
know.
did look like that, but he said that he
Motherfucker
didn't
was
realize
channeling
he was
every
doing that.
one of
He was
his
trying to
Fleming
close his
ancestors.
eyes. He said he was trying to close his eyes, and sometimes he don't realize he be doing that when he be closing his eyes.
Okay.
Oh my
Yo,
god.
Yeah,
but he said
First, my nigga.
he wish he was doing some cool shit, and then he would have scored like 40 right after. If he'd have scored 40, people would have been like, "Yo, he really was on some shit." Like, wow. But he said he wasn't doing that crazy. It's just that something that he do. He was trying to close his
Hold
eyes.
up,
bro.
hold
The
up.
way he
So we,
did, the way he dunked on Siakam. I mean, the way
time
he dunked
out,
on Jalen Williams is crazy, bro.
time
That
out.
was a
So
sick dunk. That was a sick
ain't
dunk.
nobody up here gonna
But,
talk about how T.J. McConnell is literally up for MVP high, on the
bro,
boards
we
higher than
always
all of
talk
them
about
We,
niggas.
you.
we
The one
talked
who wants
about
to talk
that
about
last
TJ
year. We
McConnell.
talked
No, no, no,
about
no.
that.
No,
Nah,
I
Lee,
talked
can't do
about
that.
it when I kept
We
saying,
did.
"Yo, you
You
said
all said
Alex
Alex
Caruso was
Caruso.
going to
Yeah,
outplay." Yeah, I said it mad times, and you said T.J. McConnell
you
was
the one
nothing,
who's supposed to
and he
talk about
wasn't going to be able to compare to the impact that Alex Caruso has on the
it. Uh
Thunder
huh.
because
Yeah.
he shut down Jokic, my favorite player. So
Yeah.
since he shut down my favorite player, he got to be the most valuable
Y'all
white.
hearing this bullshit? I ain't say none
It's
of this
real.
shit that this
That's
nigga
fake.
said.
That's fake.
This
That's
nigga
fake.
out here
It's
running his
all
mouth,
No, but
bro.
that was what you was implying.
I
Like
wasn't
I
implying
was
shit,
talking to
bro.
what
it
you
was
was.
it,
I
it,
was seeing through
to
your
that
bullshit.
yeah,
And
that's
do
true.
It was
this
like
nigga
X-ray.
here.
It was an X-ray take
You
because I
don't
was
have
seeing through.
X-ray tape, nigga. What you Superman now?
Nah,
Fuck out of
I
here.
got X-ray vision, bro. I
Super
could see
fan.
You a
straight through
lying
that
ass
bullshit.
nigga.
Super fan.
Yo.
Just
Nigga
say
can't
that
even
the
see cars parked down the street. He could see my shit. Get the fuck out of
I
here.
could see straight
Yo.
through that bullshit. Know what I mean?
Lying ass.
I don't need actual sight when you have foresight. Know what I mean?
Nigga
Oh.
said actual sight when I have
Yo,
foresight.
That's what you
Dre is
could
a
see without
worm,
seeing. Know
bro.
what I mean?
I could tell this
I
nigga
Jedi
done
mind trick you, nigga.
this nigga done rolled like 3 spliffs already, bro. Like I'm telling you, bro. Like he rolling his fourth right now as he's talking to me. But
Bro, hold
Lies,
the
on. Leaf,
lies,
reality,
leaf,
fallacy, and
leaf,
falsehood.
leaf, leaf. What I'm saying is say your take. Don't say it in a perspective as we don't know. We were telling you.
it's not even a take, bro. It's a reality, bro. These niggas
Bro,
got a precedent.
you said, yo, y'all don't see what's happening with TJ McConnell. Nigga, we was telling you. You making it seem like you telling us.
Oh,
Right.
That's
first
what I'm
off,
saying.
you clearly don't see what happened to some because you ain't let me finish. You don't see how they're guarding him as opposed to how they're guarding Nimhard and Halliburton. They
Yes,
don't
I
pressure them niggas the
do.
same.
Bro, yes, I do. They think that TJ McConnell wasn't a threat because he ain't have the three
That's
ball.
exactly
He
what it is.
Yo,
listen,
TJ
they
was
get
screaming at them niggas,
listen,
y'all better guard me.
listen. What happened was they gave him that space because he wasn't taking a three ball, but he's so fast he makes the defense react on a one-on-one. That space never looked like a bigger space in that paint. I never seen the paint look so big for a guard. Like he just do so much in that space that the defense don't know what to do. His midi is like 80%. Let's just call it what it is, bro.
That shit is really a close shot,
I
bro.
just
I mean,
wish
yeah,
people
you could call it.
understood in the playoffs and especially in the finals, bro. Like niggas who you thought wasn't doing shit in the regular season, they know what they playing for. They gonna up their game. Like nigga,
yeah,
Benedict Mathurin had a career high.
yeah. I
Like
know.
when the last time you seen Mathurin drop 25, my nigga? Like
We've had more
they
over top and
turn
highlights in the
they
playoffs.
turn up in the finals. Like they know what they playing for. Like you gonna see McConnell's probably doing this all season, but in the finals he gonna turn up. Like
Yeah.
nigga, we playing for a chip. Like why would I? I'm not gonna back down for no team or
Yo,
play
and
lower to these niggas just because they OKC.
it's
Hold
Like
game
right. Hold
seven.
Yeah.
right.
They
I
gonna
think
be playing scrappy. They gonna dive for every loose
I think
ball. Like it's
OKC
about to
took
be
these niggas for
like
granted.
real effort in this
they
last final
probably did
game.
definitely did took him for granted. They thought this shit was gonna be a cakewalk. again. Them niggas said think again.
This
Nah,
ain't gonna be no lopsided
OKC
win. It's
over
gonna be close.
adjusted their strategy. They took the bigs away in that game one, and it screwed them over. Like they shouldn't have changed up what was working for them. They actually allowed the Pacers to out-psych them before they even played each other. Like that's on OKC at the end of the day. The
Man, give
coach
some
should just
credit
stuck
to
with the
Rick
game plan.
Carlisle, man.
Right,
That's
right.
true.
Rick Carlisle's been playing great as a
Yeah,
coach.
and again, you know what else? You know what I realized too is that it's an intentional thing, and I learned that because of Draymond Green. Draymond Green in his podcast, and we going to Leaf after this. Draymond Green in his podcast basically said that they lost that series because he couldn't go up Siakam. He said he a tough cover. He was like, yo, even if they don't make the play for Siakam, they know how to have a basketball action to get the ball to him. And when he do is more times there's a mismatch, and he know what to do in that. And he just know what to do. He's a veteran. So again, just going back to Leaf before we end the show, so I could clip it up. Gotta tell you, I'm doing that to clip it up, and it be some good shorts. You know what I mean? But Leaf, talk to us, man. What you think about T.J. McConnell? What you think his stat line going to be? Because he almost had a triple double last game. What you think his stat line going to be?
I mean, it depends on how he's guarded. If them niggas don't switch up their coverage on him, brother, and he gonna mess around and get it. He gonna fuck around and get a quadruple double, and they gonna get upset at home. So like whatever OKC is doing defensively, if they the defensive team, bro, that they always been all season, they gonna have to prove it tomorrow night. That's just the bottom line, or else that nigga gonna go crazy because just because he can't shoot, that don't mean he can't knife up the defense. Y'all got to apply the same defensive pressure on him that y'all apply on Nimhard and fucking Neesmith and anybody else that could shoot the ball. Like y'all can't play him. Y'all can't give him the Rondo treatment and just back up and give him space. Can't do it. That shit is dead. So they gonna have to do something else. So these niggas is dead in the water.
But I'm saying, how you calling it though? How you calling it? I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but how you calling it?
I mean, obviously I got OKC to win, but I won't be surprised if they fuck it up. If they do fuck it up, I'm heading right over the ice page, and I'm waiting for them niggas to pop up.
But bro, you gotta realize again, this is where the credit goes to Rick Carlisle. He's been there. They coach never been there. I don't think he was the head coach when Kevin Durant
No,
was broken.
no. He wasn't. But at the same
Excuse me.
time,
But no, I'm
at,
saying that matters, bro. Listen, let me tell you something. The coach that I mean, in my opinion, the coach, the defense, they want to have certain shooters shoot the ball. They was cool with Obi Toppin not shooting the three over maybe a better shooter on the Pacers, but he was knocking them bitches down. But
yeah,
the case in point is that's what coaches do. They tell a defense like, listen, we may not be able to stop this team, but make sure when the ball gets swung, make sure that they swing it to a player that got the lowest percentage shooting the three ball. That's strategic sometimes. And I just think at the end of the day, it's a coaching battle as well. It's not just players versus players. The coaches got to know when to call timeout when runs happen. Rick
Right.
Carlisle been there, bro. This coach hasn't been there,
And it's
and
about
it's gonna be interesting, bro. I'm telling you, it's
just
gonna
in
play a factor.
just to add to what you're saying, it's about the coaches knowing what their players are capable of and putting them in positions to win while but also just believing in them and their ability, even if they haven't done something yet. Just knowing that I've seen something that I know you could do that, even if you haven't done it yet. Like I see the potential in you and I'm gonna put you in a position to do the right shit. And that's what coaches gotta do.
I mean, you're absolutely right, and I think the same applies for the coach for the Thunder, bro. Like they just been living off of talent, bro. Like I'm like, yo, it's time to start doing something else, bro. Like, y'all need to make adjustments. Y'all need to actually get out there and play some team basketball and stop living off of talent, bro. Like I mean, they've really been playing most of the series off of talent, and they've been getting outplayed. It's time to do some different shit. Make the
So
proper adjustments. Show that y'all niggas is the collective unit that y'all been a whole year. Y'all been beating the shit out of niggas like by double digits most of the fucking season, most of the playoffs. Yeah, y'all need to get this game. Y'all need to be dominant.
nah, ain't none of that.
This
It's
shit
too
is the
late for that.
chess match,
I don't
man.
think
Listen,
you can make up on that,
listen. No,
really.
but what I'm saying is it's too late for that. If you was gonna be
Yeah, it's too
dominant,
late.
you was gonna win game one. You can't let a
Yeah,
team win in a game one in the finals and game one on the road and think
yeah,
you dominating them. You're not
yeah,
dominating,
and think
especially
you can
mentally.
fix it.
Mentally, mentally, you definitely not dominant. You definitely
If
not
you was
dominant.
gonna fix it, you would have got busy. You would have
Yeah.
did a gentleman's suite and been like, okay, you know
Well,
what,
I
you got
mean,
that wrong.
Listen,
I'm
hold on,
just
hold on,
thinking
hold on.
in
Listen,
terms of the game, bro.
hold on,
They could be
hold on, hold on.
dominant, bro.
Listen. What I'm saying is, when a team don't care about the draft picks, Game 7 ain't got nothing to do with draft picks. Ain't got nothing to do. It's about who wanted more. Ain't gonna be about all about the percentages and all of that. It's to Jay's point. It's gonna be about pride, bro. It might be some arguments on that bench, bruh. It's this could be on why team, like we heard what Jay just said, bro. Teams get broke up, franchises get lost because of trades. If they lose this game, somebody might get traded. A lot of shit somebody might not get signed again. It's a lot of shit riding on this, but to the point, OKC is doing this in the window of Jalen Williams and Shet in their rookie contract. That's good business. That's what the CBA wants to see from franchises. They want to see if you can compete with this high draft capital early. This is why the Spurs being competitive in Wemby's next year. They said all of that about Wemby and him not being healthy. The next thing I seen was he was in there with Monks. The Monks healed Wemby of any illness that he may have had. The monks
This
make
nigga
sure
breezy,
that
yo.
the monks have healed him with sound and frequency.
Come on.
The Spurs are
Yo,
going to be
y'all
looking to
laughing, but
compete.
y'all don't think he went to the monks for
I
some
know.
reason?
Yeah,
He
He
went
said
to
he
the
He
went
might
to
monks
the
have
for,
he
monks.
might
So
have
we got
reached
a Frenchman
enlightenment,
going to
man.
the monks, bro. That's what we got.
bro.
Social
I mean, he
media
was he
And
was
is
there. He might have went to reach enlightenment. Who knows?
That's all
yeah.
we got.
no,
yeah.
that's part of it. But they got the ancient Chinese techniques and all of that. Reach enlightenment probably help him stay
Focus.
cool under pressure. You know what I
Focus.
mean?
Detach from material things. Detach from the
No women.
material
No
world.
women.
No women.
So
Lock
hold on,
in and
hold on,
Well, now
hold on.
he was only there
Listen,
for a week. Now he ain't trying to do all
right?
that. He was only there for a week.
Yo, yo.
Listen,
Ain't trying
listen,
to get
listen.
that deep. Ain't
Right, you
that
know what I'm
deep.
saying? You heard y'all talking about retention and all that. Yo,
Yeah,
Wimby probably
nah.
focused, man, reading books and all that. But it'd be crazy if he was reading a book and they slapped it out of his hand and it was a poem. They're like, yo, Wimby, what the fuck you doing? And I'm just joking.
Yeah. At
I'm
least
just joking. I'm just
Wimby
joking.
really be reading the books. LeBron had the book all upside down, acting like
He bullshitting.
Now,
right.
hold on. I am finna close the show. If it's really that much press, let me know. I'll do a part two. It probably won't be for 2 hours, probably 5 hours. But I'll say this to say that the window for the Spurs is going to be the same as the window for the Thunder. The Thunder put pressure. Sam Presti put pressure with the new CBA in effect. Sam Presti put pressure on franchises to be successful in that rookie scale contract with the high draft capital that you get. Chet, Jalen Williams, still in a rookie contract. That's my talking point. And the same thing is going to be asked of the Spurs. Wemby, Castle, 2 rookies in a year back to back. Come on, man. And then they're about to get another high draft pick or whatever they got going on. Listen, we're gonna get to all that maybe in the next episode if y'all really trying to do it. But again, shout to Leaf. He joined the panel late, so we ain't get to hear from him much. Shout to Scott. Shout to Brooklyn LM. Shout to Dante Reeves for joining New York Forever for joining the panel. Shout to This is JTV. We going to the draft. That's big news. I want y'all to know about that. Creme de la creme run. Tell a Nets fan friend. I'm gonna be jumping in everybody chat that's going live from the draft. I'm gonna be going live from the draft. I'm gonna be live
And I'm gonna be
at the
drinking
draft.
beer from the draft, at the draft.
Woo!
You know what I mean?
Draft beer on the draft.
Right.
Drinking draft on the
Right. I'm gonna
draft.
be writing a draft of a verse while I'm there. So I'm gonna be
Scott's gonna be playing
drafting
some
a
Call of
verse.
Duty.
And not for nothing, I'm gonna be with Breeze. And it might be a draft coming through the door because it's gonna be a cool day outside. So it's gonna be a lot of drafting going on.
That's the
Oh, I hope
word.
they have AC in the joint. It's supposed to be one of the hottest days of the week,
I know
man.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go live. I can't wait. I can't wait. If I,
All right.
I'm